You didn't hit the live button, did you? Muppet.
Maybe.
Fucking Muppet.
All right, apparently we are live, gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there we go. So now I've got the chat back up. Right. All right. Hello. What's going on, Toy fan? Project Piper Customs here with another episode of Turtle Talk. And I'm joined by, with his face on camera this time, the lovely Tom Green from Tom's Dioramas. And
Hello.
our special guest, SNA TOYZ himself, Zack Williams. How you doing, brothers? How you doing?
Good, good. Hope you are.
Good. What time of day is it for you? It's 5:30 now, isn't it, for you, Zack? Or 4:30 even, because I got it wrong.
Yeah, 4:30.
4:30. Yeah, I know. For some reason, Google said that Eastern was 5:30. Either that or I just looked at the wrong one. But yeah, so sorry for jumping ahead for an hour for you, mate.
I was freaking out a minute because I was playing some Call of Duty and you said, "Are you ready to go?" And I was like, "Oh fuck."
That's my bad.
You're good.
Yeah, when it comes to like about, I don't know, there's about 4 or 5 different time zones in the US, and it's just I'm trying to figure out what one's which.
Bad.
I know. There's one in the UK. You go like 40 minutes to Amsterdam, and it's the exact same. You go like half an hour the other way, and it's off by 1 hour or some shit. It's weird. I don't get.
I always forget you guys are just so close to fucking everything.
Oh,
like,
mate, yeah.
Europe's like
it's on our doorstep, and yet we don't bother going at all. You know, everyone says like people from Australia come over to the UK and they meet us and they say, "Look, I can't believe you've got like France, Germany, everything on your doorstep. How do you not go to them all the time?" It's like because they're right there.
And they all hate us.
We want to go.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You know, we want to go long haul over to the US and Australia and shit. Fuck them lot. So that.
I had a friend of mine move from Hawaii, and he said that like if you want to experience all of Hawaii, it's a 3-hour circle, and he said like coming here, driving to Atlanta is like 2 hours, and he said that's a fucking day's trip right there. Guys, just
same, mate. Any drive over an hour in the UK is considered a road trip, because everything is walking distance. Like for instance, just to get some bread and some milk, I can walk 2 minutes in any direction from my house and get something. I've got a KFC right next door to me, a McDonald's halfway down the road, and a Papa John's. I don't.
You guys have KFC?
Yeah. All the big franchises. The only sort of main big American franchise that landed here about 5 years ago was Five Guys and Chipotle.
Oh, Five Guys is the best.
Oh, you can't beat Five Guys.
Love it.
It's so overpriced, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's overpriced here too. But like, I know you've got a gazillion more different like fast food chains, and we've caught up as far as Five Guys and Chipotle.
Oh god.
Other than that, we just got your basic Burger King, McDonald's, KFC, and all the other basic jazz that we've had around since the 80s.
I had no idea you guys had like so many, just especially KFC, because that's something I definitely didn't expect.
No, well, back in the day when it was actually called Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then they just shortened it over here anyway, and then they just thought, no, it's just KFC now. Well, what is KFC? No, it's just KFC. But what does it stand? No, it's just KFC. We don't talk about what it stands for anymore.
We don't talk about fucking Kentucky.
Yeah, because everyone's forgotten. No one knows anymore. It's like ancient scripture or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yes. Anyway, that's our fast food talk for the evening. But yeah, to start off the show, obviously waking up for us to some extremely sad news of Chadwick Boseman passing. That was just crazy. I had no idea. Well, I mean, apparently he was doing a live stream in like early the year, January or something, and he looked really thin and disheveled. But a lot of people, including myself, thought he was just slimming down for a movie. And then fast forward all this shit, and then wham, he's gone already. So yeah, that's massively took me by surprise.
I didn't know any of it. I had no clue that he'd even dropped weight. And, you know, I was talking to somebody earlier about just the fact that this man for the last 4 years put out how many movies?
Exactly.
I said, look, I get a man cold. I can't even go to work with a sore throat. This man put out 3 or 4 movies, maybe even more. That's a beast move right there. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know how it's physically possible to work through treatment. And I've seen what it's like firsthand, what the treatment you have to go through, and I don't know how he did it. So, and it's like it's almost
the film, those 2 Avengers films.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I heard in Endgame, a lot of it was CGI'd. So I'm wondering if the studios they had to have known. I mean, you've got to have some sort of like, oh, hey, I have health problems right now.
Yeah, your insurance would have to be all part of that, but
through the roof. Because I think he must have 4 years was right around the time when Civil War came out. Obviously, they would have spent about a year or so filming that before then. So it must have been around the time of that year that he got it. But that would have meant, obviously, Black Panther, whatever other non-Marvel movies he did, which
he did one recently, right? It was like
a
Vietnam movie.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I think he's got another one coming out still as well. That I think is finished and shot, and they haven't put it out yet. A bit like a Heath Ledger situation with that Dr. Parnassus movie. Yeah, and then of course the two Endgame, the two Avengers portions. But yeah, doing all of that under this crazy, absolutely crazy. So yeah, I feel for his family, condolences, and of course, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, man. And keep up with your ACBA Black Panther shots because they all look awesome, and loads are getting bumps that I'd never seen from people before ages ago. So it's really, really good that they're getting a shine. But yeah,
do you think we'll be passing the mantle on to Shuri now from the MCU?
The possibility now they could write that in, yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if they'll try and recut. I mean, I don't think Black Panther 2 is going to be scheduled until 2022. So I think it's a couple of years away yet. But yeah, so either they find someone kind of soonish, I guess.
I think replacing him is probably just a bad idea right now.
Yeah, I don't think, especially not at the minute.
No, not right now. No, for fuck's sake, no. But yeah, I think Shuri's a good idea if they go that route. You know, it's canon, and it would work. Especially if but I don't know if bringing the Namor, if they're going to touch on Namor and him being the villain. Depends. I think it's just throwing a whole lot off. Whether they can actually go with the story they had planned or have to rewrite the whole thing. It's just weird. So it's like when what's her name? Carrie Fisher died just before Skywalker, and they had to rewrite what's going on with her.
I was honestly surprised at how I don't know how they did the filming for Skywalker at all with her, because she had so many scenes. So I'm not a Hollywood buff, so I don't really know how they did the filming for that, but I think it almost looked fluid. It was so fluid how they did it. So
Hollywood magic, they made it work, didn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was really, really sad to see. So I don't. Yeah, it's just gonna be crazy what they do. Hopefully, I'm sure they'll figure something out. It's just shit, it really is. So, but yeah, sad times, and yeah, condolences to his family. Before it gets a bit too depressing. So yeah, NECA-wise, news-wise, not much going on. Again, slow week. Apart from you guys in America are going to get the Outer Space Marty McFly next month, which is very, very soon.
End of September, yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah. So what's in terms? I know we don't have Targets and Walmarts here, but we have hardly anywhere that sells NECA in a shop. But when it comes to you and your Targets and Walmart's local to you, what's the hunt been like for you in terms of the availability of stock?
Well, I live in an area, we've got in my town, we've got, I think 12 Walmarts and 2 Targets. And then 30 minutes away, there's another Target and another Walmart. As far as Target goes, which they obviously carry the best NECA selection. I went yesterday for the first time. It's been about a month. They have the new exclusive Godzilla. I think it was like the Thunder.
Oh yeah.
Crack. I don't know what that one is specifically. They did a re-release on the City Hunter Predator. I was very tempted to pick that up. And then the King Kong is finally hitting shelves. So this guy is probably, I think, what most people are after right now. The Target store that's about 30 minutes away, some guy told me yesterday that there were about 4 of the Mutagen Tour sets on the shelves. So not too many people are after those around this area. But actually, I haven't had too too many bad sessions when going to Target. A friend of mine found the April and Foot Soldier 2-pack. There's about 3 on the shelf. Every time I go, there's some new stuff. So I know a lot of people around here don't really collect NECA stuff.
So that section in the shops normally gets left alone for the most part then?
Yeah, it's normally new stuff every time I go.
Sections in the Walmarts and stuff.
Yeah, Walmart's kind of scarce. You know, Walmart.
Either that or the NECA.
Yeah. Walmart normally, I think I've seen the same figures there, like the Evil Dead 2, Ash, and then like the Ultimate Big Chap, and I think a Leatherface here and there. But I've only seen the Casey and Jones Raft set once, and I actually picked that up for a friend of mine. So that was pretty much it. Other than that, they stay pretty scarce, but Target definitely stays stacked. So it's really nice.
Better of the two. Yeah. Did you see that image online of the Walmart that had like about 50 Casey and Raft?
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to know where it was.
Was that actually legit, or was that just like photoshopped?
That was definitely legit.
To wind people up.
I have no idea where that was, but that was crazy. I know my friend went this past week. He picked up a set. He said he found 4 of them on the shelf, and he just picked up one, and I think he sold it for $70 or something like that. But the heat of that set has definitely died down since the release, and after NECA has done the online pre-order.
Yeah, that's right, for that and the Super Shredder and loads of bits. They're starting to grab onto it. I think now that week's sort of finished. This coming up will be the Bebop and Rocksteady 2-pack. I think it's going up for pre-order. So and I think even though swinging back to the Future, when they put their post up for the Outer Space, Tales from Outer Space one, and they said obviously it's coming to Target, and pretty much good luck with that. And then they said, but we will have like distribution in the future. So I think they will end up having a pre-order for that at some point too. I think I could be completely wrong that they, for most of their gear, and not just in TMT line, they're going to try and allocate a pre-order down the line for it.
I'm hoping they do that for everything. I think it would be just a smart move. We actually, for our Casey and Raph, we actually had a friend in the UK pre-order both of them for us.
Oh, nice.
And I think he just got them in last week after he originally found both sets in Walmart, and he said, oh, well, I'll just sell the sets that come in from the UK. So
that's it. It's like, it's, as I was saying before in the DMs, it's kind of like, yeah, we get them later, but with where we can pre-order because we don't have anywhere to actually go in and buy them.
That sucks. It really sucks.
Right? Apart from our Forbidden Planets, that's literally it. And so at least you can guarantee yourself one rather than have to worry. And then of course, if you do in that space of time stumble across one in your whilst you're hunting for other bits and pieces, then yeah. And then of course, if you when you get your UK one, you can just sell that on. So it's kind of like takes the weight off. And if you sniff one out in between, then great. If not, you got one coming at some point down the line. So, which is all right. And yeah, it's good that a lot of our resellers do overseas shipping too.
It's just crazy how easy it is for us to get them. Yeah, it's later, but there's no hassle at all.
Well, as far as last year, 2 years ago, you guys weren't able to get really anything easily, were you?
No, not a thing.
Yeah. Not a thing. And yeah, we've spoken about it before, but it's still mind-blowing of how much of a full 360 swipe that's happened there, from where we weren't allowed anything, and now we can get everything with ease. It's crazy, because I had to get my SDC set. A friend of mine on Instagram grabbed that for me, and I was so unbelievably grateful because I weren't expecting, because I know I saw everyone having trouble grabbing them, and yeah, he managed to grab them. Customs had a field day with them though, tore the box to pieces and all sorts of shit. I know. Our Customs too. They stayed 2 weeks in LA Customs before they made it over to me, but they didn't get touched. As soon as they reached UK Customs, didn't realise it was a bloody slipcase and just tore the frigging top of the box off. So when I get it, it's a big frigging tear, and I'm like, I wouldn't have mind displaying that, but I guess not now. But yeah.
Too bad you're an open box collector, right?
Thank God for that. Yeah, so I need those 2 2-packs with the, so I can just have a set for display and set for thingy. But yeah, so if we're getting the Tales from Outer Space, Marty, I'm assuming that the others may be dropping soon. I'm not sure.
Probably, I would assume like a
I honestly thought we'd get
right?
1984. Yeah, I think so. I don't think we're getting dock until like December time here, the 1955 dock.
Yeah.
And then Tom told me today that they've actually cancelled Toy Fair for next year. Next year's Toy Fair has now been cancelled, so this COVID crap is affecting next year's run too, which is sad.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. That's always my favorite one for the year.
Yeah, same here.
Your guys' toy? Y'all have a toy fair? Or
no,
is it just like
New York?
New York Toy Fair? Okay.
No, we do have
That's
a
supposed to be in
London one,
November, right?
New York Comic Con is November.
That's right. I always forget there's 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them. There's one in January, there's one in August, and then there's one in November, correct? Yeah.
We have our one MCM, which is a big one for us, and they go around the country. And Hasbro, the last 3 years, have come to it and done some reveals and shit. But that's both. They do it twice a year in London, and then the rest is around the rest of the country. But that's all been cancelled too.
Because we do have the London Toy Fair, but it's completely different.
Oh yeah, that's it's nothing.
It's a proper trade show.
That was kind of like the sloppy seconds of everything, right? Like you get like London Toy Fair, everything's like kind of already like, oh, we already know about that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think London Toy Fair is normally before New York.
Is it?
It's a week or 2 before, but it's because we don't have the stores over here that sell all the stuff we collect. They don't bother going to it because there's no point because no one buys it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's mainly like Lego and play. It's all like kids' toys. I know McFarlane were there last year.
Yeah. Yeah, like one of our big branch toy stores now that Toys R Us is out of the water is called Smiths, and they're the one that deal with everything apart from only now just starting to get Marvel Legends in. But they would do all the the Fortnite, all the crappy Jurassic Park stuff, all the Power Rangers before Hasbro, and all the stuff that you think, okay, yeah, but not the real shit, like the collector stuff. So yeah, our toy fair would appeal to that, retailers kind of going in and the kids market, stuff like that. But yeah, they are good for Playmobil, which is something that actually you brought up just before we went live, Zach, and obviously is what I'm working on currently.
Yeah.
With the Playmobil stuff is I managed to pre-order just now, which apparently is getting released in September 18th. Here is the big advent calendar clock tower playset for Back to the Future Playmobil. So
that hasn't even. I don't even know if you can pre-order that here yet.
Yeah, for some reason that came about a little bit early for us. We were able to get the DeLorean earlier, and that didn't start hitting. I think is it Walmart that does the Playmobil stuff for you guys?
Yeah, I don't see too many. Actually, I don't think I've seen any yet at Target, but Walmart's definitely the sole proprietor there. I mean, they still have. I think several of mine still have the DeLorean. I've been tempted to pick up the Ecto one as well. So
yeah, same here actually. Yeah, Tom, we've lost Tom for some reason. I think his connection's gone.
Looks like he's muted too.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask to unmute. Hopefully, he'll drop back in. So he'll try and pop back in, I guess, in a minute. But yeah, so we got that. I've been getting these little third-party pieces like the 2015 set, which came out really good. I've actually got the hoverboard here. You can see that.
Oh wow! When did that? Wait, that actually came out? That's a Playmobil.
It's not official. It's a third party.
Oh, is that from that Etsy store?
Yeah, I'll send you a link of.
You got it in.
Yeah, it's really done well. I mean, the base, and I haven't got really good focus on this, but the details are there. That this is all a sort of a sticker, but it's really applied cleanly. It's really well done. So if Tom can come back in 2 seconds. I think he's. It's 2 seconds. He's just disappeared. Yeah, so that's really, really cool. I've got Mr. Fusion here. Mr. Fusion came as a raw 3D print. There was no, so it still had all the print lines. It needed some work to it. So you can see that there. Again, not in focus, but
How does it fit as far as, did you have to sand it down any?
In terms of slotting it in, fitted perfect into where the reactor core went in, slotted in there. I'm going to mod it though with some extra details, like where the tinted glass little bit would be is really quite shallow. So I might just widen that hole a bit and then fill that. And then across here, it hasn't got the ridges, so I might sculpt that little detail in, and then of course the little red bracket. So there's a couple of details that are missing, but I don't mind doing a little bit of a mod here and there. But yeah, fits in lovely. And then you've got, if I can find it, two tins. And then the 2015 license plate.
Ah, cool.
Which slots in just behind the exhaust ports, and it just slots in. So yeah, just kicks it out a bit better, which is quite cool. And now, from what I've seen on there, they're doing the Back to the Future 3 stuff in terms of the railroad wheels, the hood time circuits.
Oh, that store, the Etsy store.
That same store, yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And also, you can buy sections of railroad track for them to have the DeLorean on. And I'm like...
Yeah. It's keeping me curious because I wonder if Playmobil is actually going to do that set, because I think I mentioned to you a couple weeks ago that they were talking about doing that set. And I said, well, they'll have my money if they do that. Because,
absolutely, mate. Same here, man. Same here. And
even if it's just an accessory pack. I mean, I don't think they need another DeLorean set.
Like for 2015, if they didn't want to rape us of money, that's a bad word, but if they didn't want to re-release a DeLorean again, they could, if they did what they did with the 1955 2-pack and just have a 2015 Mighty and Doc 2-pack just on their own, and then include Mr. Fusion, a hoverboard, and just some bits and bobs on its own, that would be great. Yeah. If they're going to do any part of 3, like you said, I would love it if they did the train and still leave us with the DeLorean that we have, and even give us the option to buy another one, because they're actually dropping in price now, the DeLoreans. So I'm tempted to pick up a couple more.
For the price, you just can't beat. I mean, there's no competition with the price.
No, it's ridiculous. And that bloody play set, the clock tower set, was only $29.99 UK. So it was about $35 US.
Wow, I thought it was like 40 something, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you on one of your
There's not that
Playmobil
much
runs?
in the exchange rate. Yeah, no, joys, celebrations. Just how cheap they are for what you get, and it's tons. So yeah, once
I mean, they are built for
US,
5-year-olds.
Yeah, but we're all
They don't have much
only
disposable income normally, so they try and keep them a bit cheap.
I always get weird looks every time I go to Walmart and I'm over at the Playmobil section, and all the parents are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up. I'm just trying to buy toys here.
I'm like, every time I go in at Smith's, and it's all like parents and their kids,
Yeah,
and then there's me wandering down the aisle on my own.
Oh,
checking each one.
yeah, see, that's the most embarrassing part. Is my guiltiest pleasure is I don't know if you see it, but the Scooby-Doo one's back there, right there.
Oh yeah.
Now, see, those came in like the blind bags, and like I'm over there inspecting each one, and I look over, and there's like a mom and her little boy, just like, "Mommy, I'm scared. What are you doing over here? Just let me buy my little minifigs, please."
And when a kid and their mum are hovering over the very section you want to look at, and you're like, "Come on, fuck's sake, come on, get out of the way." Yeah.
So I can always tell when there's another adult collector's been in, because there's like, you'll go to the Black Series and there's like a stack where they've obviously been through looking at all the paint apps and then putting them down, and they're just piled up like on the shelf.
So there's someone else here, isn't there? You can just tell. But yeah, it's crazy, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? I guess. Just the hunt and and trying to keep the hunt subtle. You almost got to be in stealth.
Yeah, even if it makes you look like a creeper, right?
No, I've seen YouTube videos of guys go like, secret under the shelf stock, where they've lifted up the thing, the skirt of the floor, and sifting through all the dust and crap, and they're pulling out shit that's been sitting there for like 10 years. And then look what I found.
Well, the most recent thing is, I used to work at Target, and the most recent thing was somebody found I don't know if you guys were into Pokemon when you were younger, but the It was like base set 2 Pokemon card pack, 20 years old, stuck to the floorboard underneath the base deck, and that guy was able to buy it for $4. He didn't get anything good out of it, but it was just the fact that he found that was just.
There was a video on YouTube. I don't know when it came out, but I saw it today. Of some geezer's got this warehouse in Chile, and he like cracked open for the first time in 30 years. Yeah, and it was just all mask, like vintage mask SNA Toys, and shit.
Like, look, pristine as well.
Yeah, they're all still in the shipping boxes.
Man, sitting on a fortune.
Yeah. Oh. It's just like Star Wars, and suddenly 1,000 screams just all erupted at once.
I know. I saw the picture and it said Kenner on the box. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Pixel Dan somewhere is losing his fucking mind right now over that. Yeah. So I would love to know more, even obviously just how that story plays out. What's going to happen to them? Where they're going to go? You know, what seedy part of the black
fucking
market
eBay, I would say.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Pretty obvious one, isn't it? If the people that are digging them up have any idea of what they actually found, I bet one of them is in one of the fucking groups that we're in on Facebook, and is going to start bragging very soon.
Oh yeah, well,
I can imagine. Oh, let me know if am I back? I've got an unstable connection. There we are.
A little laggy on my end.
Yeah, it's just bloody internet's terrible around here. But yeah, so like I'm just curious as to what's going to happen with that story, how it's going to play out, what's going to happen with them. Just to be a fly on the wall. Good chance, obviously, half of them will go on eBay if they know what they have. And there's probably one person that does out of that, all those people that found it.
I would say they must, because they had them all like stacked out on the tables, like all the different things they found. Like mint in box mask figures and vehicles. It's you bastard.
Fantastic. Quality looked fantastic.
I would love them.
Childhood right there.
Imagine if somebody found some Kenner Star Wars like that. You know, just
Jesus.
You'd never have to work a day in your life.
That would actually make mainstream news. Like you would see that on Sky News or CNN or Fox.
Oh, absolutely.
One of those little puff pieces. But yeah, in other news, someone found all of this. Just all of us know, just lose our shit and throw stuff at the TV or wherever we're watching news these days. But yeah, I'd love to know more about that story. All right, let's go through just some little chats coming through. So Turtle Boy 83, he was on last couple of shows. Good evening to you, sir. Posable Toys, awful news about Black Panther. I don't think Black Panther 2 should be made. I know, but Marvel got to make money. They're hemorrhaging it at the moment. Posable Toys again, pre-ordered the 2-pack in March. Good man. Today, that was my today buying a Batmobile. Okay, cool, good for you. Is it the same one I featured? Let me know. And Turtle Boy again, the mask thing was crazy. Yes, it was indeed, and can't wait for it to play out. But yeah, so that's kind of all that's really been going on. Apart from old cheeky little McFarlane have dropped more of their DC multiverse of the Arkham series, and let me see if I can bring it up. And we were saying last week that they're now just killing the game with in terms of what you can get for like a $20 to $30 price point, 20 mainly, and they're rivaling Marvel Legends like you wouldn't believe in terms of what you can get for an action figure. So let me see if I can screen share because I brought them up on their Facebook, which I believe is this one, that one there. So what's that one? No, wrong one. Let's try this one.
I always worry when you start screen sharing as to what we're going to see.
I got it in the end. It was at the first show and nothing was coming up on the viewing screen. Yeah. So let me just get to...
I'm more worried if you hit the wrong point of your browsing history and we get some...
Don't worry. Pornhub is on my phone.
Bulgarian butt porn. Wow, Ben. All right.
Right, there's me studio. Let me just get into there. See if that's coming up.
Yeah.
You are showing screen. So can you see what I'm seeing right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting
I love that comment. Betty skipped leg day.
Right, I'm just seeing if it pops up on which it, by the things it does. I'm just seeing if it pops up because the stream itself that I'm watching it on is on a lag. So by the looks of things, it's not, which is annoying. Oh yes, it is. It is. It's just popped up on the stream. So yeah, so this Arkham Knight looks absolutely amazing detail-wise. I'm not sure what kind of articulation range it's got. What do you, Tom? What was the articulation like on the Batman you had?
Pretty good actually.
Yeah,
a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh,
Which
good.
one did you get?
The White Knight.
Oh, okay, yeah. That one seems to be everybody's favorite right now.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, so we've got high hopes for these ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to skip this one because I'm not a fan of that suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If they drop the Origin suit, I'll be all over that one.
It definitely looks good as in terms of like the head sculpt and everything.
Oh yeah, as a figure it looks fine. It's just I don't really like the suit.
Right.
I do
Deathstroke though.
Yeah, it was great.
That's going to have to be bought.
I love because that was my favorite part of the Origins game. Obviously, it weren't a scratch on Arkham City, but the trailer alone, having be Deathstroke be the assassin coming after you, and then the one-on-one fight in it. I love the origin story. It's just there was a lot of things of just roaming around before reaching the next mission in that game. So you just had to find pockets of bad guys to beat up before the story went anywhere. But yeah, this design for Deathstroke was absolutely amazing. I love this. This is 100% buy. But yeah, if they do release the origin suit, I'm with you on that. Because it was hard to tell the difference between the two because I never played Arkham Knight. Origins was the last one for me. So it kind of does look similar.
Knight was good. If they release the actual Arkham Knight as a figure, I'll have to get that because that was a great design.
The design for that was amazing. Yeah,
I'm all in on this guy. Yeah, if they release the entire Titans line,
that's it. I'm kind of torn on this, but if they show any more Titans, that's it. I'll have to get them all.
Yeah, it's one of those things they're gonna just mix waves up. So it'll probably be like next.
It's a smart move. I mean, when you really think about it, especially the Power Rangers line, the Lightning Collection, they've done the same, and it's a smart move.
With the Mighty Morphin mixed in with everything else, so just get one of each. But the rate that they're dropping these, how quickly they are. I mean, it was only about a month ago did we see the previous line with the Flash and the Joker and the weird looking.
Yeah.
And now, wham, we got this, and it's like, Christ, calm down. You know,
they've only been doing this since what?
Was it January? January they took it over.
Yep. So February, March. Then they start releasing. I can't remember when the first wave released.
Around when it was sort of like an end of March, something like that, I think, or was it before?
I know the first wave hit fairly early in the year.
Still, they're doing it at a faster rate than what I would ever expect.
Yeah, I was expecting maybe 2 or 3 waves for the first year.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, we must have had about 30 figures so far.
Yeah. Seeing this is wave 4 or 5 already. I mean, they're keeping them small. They're keeping them to like what? This one seems to be a small wave unless they're going to include it, only having 4 in the wave. Unless there's 2 more to be announced to make up the wave. I'm not sure. But,
did you guys talk about the last wave that was announced already? Like the Robin Crows and everything?
No, we just very briefly just touched upon it. But yeah, that I definitely in need to get a Joker and the Flash from that series.
I need the whole Metals wave, honestly. I've never read the comic, but those figures they look.
The Metals wave. That's with the forget the one with different variations of Batman, with his Green Lantern, and is that the one?
That's the first Metals wave that's coming.
You
got the Grim Knight, the Devastator.
That's the one.
I can't remember the name of the other 2 now.
The
Cyborg Batman.
Murder Machine?
Murder Machine and the Green Lantern one. I can't remember his name.
There's the Flash one, the Red Crimson Death or something.
He's coming in the 2-pack, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in a 2-pack.
Yeah,
he's coming in a 2-pack with the Flash.
That's right.
Then you've got
2 different Flashes.
The next Metals wave, which has got the Robin Crows, Batman Who Laughs, Superman, Batman.
Yeah, that's right.
The Merciless wave.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got that one on order. And then what else did they reveal after that? Oh, you got the Joker, Azrael Batman suit from White Knight. They've just dropped so much stuff over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, two that stand out is obviously the Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman.
Oh yes.
And then of course, his little video of his own design Batman that he put out.
Um,
that looks weird.
What is that?
There was a video of him in his garden, and it was really windy, so you could barely hear what he was saying. But basically, he was holding a prototype of his own designed Batman figure, McFarlane style.
Was that the golden? God, what was it? I know they're doing an exclusive.
It's the gold label.
Gold label, yeah. Was that what that was?
Yeah.
I think it's under it. Yeah, it's not gold itself because I know they're putting out gold versions of them. But this was like full.
I don't know if you can see it on there.
Yeah, that one. That looks pretty cool. It looks like the Batman. Was it the Noir Batman?
Yeah, it's got that with the way the symbol and the cape are kind of connected.
Yeah.
Well, I find it a bit weird that he's got like swords.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, behind him.
Like gold swords that go into the cape, which is a bit much.
Sounds cool in theory, but execution, it's like I don't really. Unless you
and the massive spikes on his hands, like
it sort of just go all over. So it's some unique. It looks interesting. It's just very looks very unique. It's like I remember ages ago when they got Stan Lee to design his version of Justice League, and they all look really different. It's kind of like it's just not the same. So it's a little bit of wow, that looks actually pretty cool, mixed in with it's just not the same with Todd's Batman. But I need to see it in hand somehow, just to sure.
I mean, I'll buy it, but it's going to be weird.
Hey, look, I got to say, as far as what McFarlane has done, I don't think anybody else could compete with the multiverse wave with what they've done.
No,
this is
not at all.
This is injected brand new life, which never was there before. DC icons, they took I mean, they were really nicely done, and then they kept changing it up, as Tom knows, to different lines, and then cancelling them and then changing it to something else. And obviously, just the Mattel multiverse just never stood up anywhere near against Marvel Legends.
No, they had the odd good figure.
Yeah.
Like the Alfred was really good in their last.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
And even the Builder figure Croc looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
The killer. Yeah, was it King Shark too?
King Shark was good, but then you had like their Red Hood, where it literally had no neck. It was just a big red ball shoved on the shoulders, and that was it.
They hit and miss. Got a lot of misses and just like the odd hit. But now they're This is the thing. The DC Multiverse label is now competing, and if not slapping the shit out of Marvel Legends in terms of what you get at that price point.
Yeah. I mean, it's mainly the Batman line. Like, there's not much DC involved apart from Batman, but
no.
I'm a Batman collector, so it fucking suits me down to the ground.
Yeah,
just more Batman. Bring it on.
It's like, but we put Superman in there, but it's like, no, it's still Batman. It's still Batman.
I would personally love them to tackle some Alex Ross style Kingdom Come figures, or
yeah,
100%.
I'm all over that.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. It's like they're trying to not only bring out one of something from each like story arc, but also different artist style. Like obviously you've got the animated Teen Titan, the Titan Cyborg mixed in with Arkham game, and then it will be like, okay, this is a Hush style or Long Halloween style, and it's just one of each. It's like,
yeah, I'd like them to keep, because the White Knight figures were so good, just keep doing the artist specific figures. And there's so many artists that have never had figures made. Like I was thinking that Michael Turner. His art was fantastic art.
Yeah.
And never seen a Michael Turner figure. It's like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Like, just keep doing the artist figures. And Michael Turner's art, in fairness, would be a shoo-in for McFarlane, because it's that sort of big, beefy body sort of shape that they're quite good at.
Yeah, 100%. I understand, which is great. I mean, I guess this kind of format allows for artists that, like you say, never had a figure of their work made, to have a figure of their work made in amongst a line of other figures. And if they keep picking and choosing, I get it. There's pros and cons. I would like yourself, Tom, if they just like got one artist run of a certain character complete, or a certain book or story, and then focus on another, because you think, oh my God, this is so and so's like Superman. Great, I would like the other characters from this artist. No, next wave you get a whole new artist, and it's kind of...
Oh, what if they did, like each wave have, let's focus on Michael Turner, Alex Ross, somebody else, vice versa, and then just continue on, like do a specific artist for a certain figure and continue on that wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you had a Michael Turner Superman and a Alex Ross Batman in one way.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I wonder if they'll tackle a Batman animated series, since I know DC Direct is DC's just going under right now, but I wonder if they'll tackle the animated series somewhere.
Well, I mean, they've done the Batman, didn't they, in the first wave, which was a weird mix. It was like animated series and the New Adventures kind of mixed into one, which
Justice League Ultimate or something.
Yeah, it was just not a good figure.
Which is what Mafex has just put out a Batman for, haven't they?
Oh,
yeah, the New Adventures.
Yeah, the Adventures one. Yeah, because they will jump onto some Mafex in a minute with the Dark Knight Strikes Again Batman. But yeah, I've just seen if there's any more other than just the same.
They love a back shot, though. They love a back shot. Every McFarlane figure's got a back shot on it. There you go.
Does he have translucent parts, or are they painted?
I think there's translucent parts around that phallic-shaped, whatever that is, giant dildo on his arm.
But no, it looks like for the shoulder and the arm and the head, it looks like they've got the plastic painted underneath and then put a translucent piece over the top.
Yeah, that's it. So the top
that looks really cool.
Yeah,
translucent plastic. I'm a sucker for that.
If they continue with this, if they do Beast Boy, I wonder if they'll do like, I wonder if they'll give him like animal parts. That's really weird, but like if they'll give him like a claw for a hand, or like a alternate head sculpt that looks like an animal or something.
That would be cool.
I think that's where McFarlane need to get in. It's more like alternate parts.
Yeah. What was the Green Lantern Batman where he looks like a zombie in the last Metals line?
Yeah, it comes with it's like a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It doesn't attach, but it was a cool concept.
Yeah, so and like the Green Lantern animated series figure that they done in Wave 1 had quite a few construct pieces, which looked quite good.
DC Direct did a kit, right? An accessories kit?
Yeah, the Icons accessory pack.
Icons, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. Just because they were
pieces.
You greedy bastard.
Well, they were in the bargain shops over here, weren't they? I paid like £3 each.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh wow.
Mainly because I wanted like the Joker fish out of them. I got the Joker fish and the
looks like a
helmet.
Butt
plug. The fuck. Ooh. More ladies are going to be buying this than men.
If they had done like a Tamashi style effect around the whole thing itself, it would have looked a lot cooler.
Yeah. Okay, that seems to be it for. Let's see if we've got one more good shot of Deathstroke. You're right. Actually, I do prefer the origin suit. Looks similar, but I do prefer the origin suit.
I don't like the long ears on that. It looks like I'm gonna have to take that to some hot water or something.
Yeah,
cape looks good though.
Cape.
I wonder if they'll switch to cloth goods for the capes somewhere down the road.
Hopefully, being McFarlane, no, I mean it's well sculpted for a plastic
pig. It does.
I mean they've both got their pros and their. Like, if you're trying to pose it up, then plastic capes are a nightmare. But when it's stood straight like that, the plastic ones can look better.
He looks great.
Fantastic. I hope it does come with more than a sword. Gun would be nice. Hopefully it's just holstered and not glued in or sculpted in. But just
the Grim Knight's harness was apparently a separate piece, so it doesn't hinder any articulation. So that'd be interesting to see. Does he have the bandana? Or I can't remember. Does he have that in the game? I can't really.
I don't know. We'll get a back shot in a minute. It's a McFarlane. We've got to get a back shot. We'll see it.
Yeah, I think he does have the tassel. the back. Yeah, and it's
They
long.
need to get someone that can pose a figure for
That's
those
rubbish.
fucking photos. That
That's
is awful.
That is with any. Hasbro cannot pose a figure. McFarlane cannot pose a figure. Anybody. I think the only people that nail it are maybe like some of like the Mayfex or like the import.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Even in their display cases at cons. I think that's there we go.
There's a back
there
shot.
It is. I wonder if it'll be on like a ball joint, like the Turtles. Where you can like, flip it around.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It would be nice. Don't remember it being that long. Oh. I'll be interested to see if they do any figures at all from the Titans TV show live action.
Oh, that would be great. I would personally, I think they would hit Connor first. I would love to have Connor.
Yeah. I mean, I did. Shame because when they had that tease at the end of season 1 of him just breaking out, I think they did change actors to someone who wasn't as defined, but that guy was fucking stacked. Yeah. I mean, I'd love Deathstroke in that. Deathstroke was brilliant. I loved the Deathstroke in Arrow when Arrow season 1 and 2 were great. But that Deathstroke in Titans just annihilated it. And I mean, they say in Titans season 3 that Jason Todd will be becoming Red Hood in that. I'm like, that means you're not going to bother doing Death in the Family, are you? To pull that off in like 13 episodes, that would be the entire series would have to be dedicated to, unless they just do it in one, and that would be what's your mid-season cliffhanger? Oh, he's back as Red Hood. You know,
I don't mind that too much, in fairness, because as far as we know the Red Hood story.
Yeah.
So I don't need to see it again. If you show me something different, at least I don't know what's coming. It might be shit, but I'm not going to recognize it.
True. I mean, they did that sort of thing with The Walking Dead. They took elements from the book, and then what was in between, they changed it up. So it was, for those who had read the book, it was new for them as well. But then they would play scenes that, you recognize from the book and say, oh, that's wicked. That was straight from the book. And then what happened in between was completely different. I did like that.
I think whatever happens, you got to hit the beats, but I don't care how you get there, as long as you get there how it should.
It's true. I agree 100%. So that we got to look forward to. And then, of course, Mayfex, not only we're starting to see the Dark Knight Returns drop in hand pictures.
Oh, man.
He looks like a beast. I saw.
That is stacked.
I'm so tempted.
He's literally the same scale as a Mezco Batman, but just without any soft goods. It's all just sculpts. It's just poof.
I mean, I've done I pre-ordered
it,
but I don't know where I pre-ordered it from. So I'm hoping I get a bill at some point.
I don't know if I want. I don't know which one I want. Like, I want the blue suit, but I don't know if I want the battle damage one or the one that comes with Carrie. So I'm like I'm at a crossroads right now. Because the
only thing I don't like about. Sorry, I've got. The only thing I don't like about that 2-pack is the chest emblem's wrong.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem right to me, actually.
It really annoys me. And I know it shouldn't, because it's only the chest logo, but it really pisses me.
It's those little things. It's like the Sovereign Knight for you, Zach. He was saying that, the chest emblem is so thick, it just looks like someone's just stuck a massive liquid.
Oh, yeah. It's like you said, a gummy bear. Pressed down. Yeah. No, I think with the battle damage one, they should have done you could see like the Kevlar plating underneath. They should have done that with the sniper rifle. And I don't know if they'll add that in later.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Oh, that will come with one of the other characters, like they're doing. They always do that. It's like, oh, that piece that you said was missing from the Batman? Well, here it is.
Here you go.
So everyone was saying, oh, should I get this Mayfex Hush Superman? It's like, well, look, he comes with a hand that's not even for him. Look, and I was like, yeah, because it's for Batman with the ring.
Yeah,
and I get it. It should have come with Batman originally, but it's like they forget and then they course correct by throwing it in with a different figure. It's like, sorry, here you go. But they just do it all the time to the point where it's like, no, this is our policy now. Deal with it. And it's a pain in the ass. It's like,
it works, though, doesn't it?
It does, because you buy it. It's like what they've done with the Mayfex Hush, right? They released the blue on its own, and then they released the black version, but the black version has the big ass gargoyle that you can pose him on. It's like,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
I didn't
but he
know
doesn't
that.
have the Bruce Wayne head.
Yeah.
So,
Oh wow.
and then the Superman that's coming out has the kryptonite glove, but in blue, not in black. So if you buy the black Batman and then the Superman, you're going to have a glove for Batman that you can't use.
They're getting crafty. They're
They
getting
really know how to
crafty.
bend you over the table, don't they?
Yeah. And we're aware of it. And it's like we haven't got something to do about it yet, but we will.
Oh, you're gonna put it in? Oh, okay. Go right ahead.
They clench and make it hurt, bitch.
Bite the pillow. I'm going in dry.
Damn, yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much mostly. I don't know if there was anything really else that dropped this week. News-wise, I think that's pretty much it at the moment that I can think of. Off the top of
Well, there is one more.
Oh,
If you want to go into news, is the McFarlane Witcher.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
The game version.
Which, yeah.
Are they doing the figures or are they doing just the statues?
No, they've dropped. I can't find the bloody photo of it now, can I? Jesus.
I don't know how to
The 7-inch.
So it's an action figure.
Hey, do you mind if I step away to the restroom real quick?
Yeah, man, no worries. You crack on.
I'll be right back. You guys continue. I'll be right back.
No problem, mate.
Yeah,
No problem.
I might have found that photo by then.
That's all right. Yeah, I was wondering about that because have you got it?
Yeah, I'll ping it over to you if you want, so you can.
Yeah, should be. Actually, do it in Facebook DM, so I can then I can do it on the laptop then. I'll bring it up on screen. Oh dear. Oh, we're also doing that. I'll read through some chat. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, opposable toys. Different one transforms into a boat.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay, I'm missing the context of what he's on about.
The Batmobile.
Oh, the Batmobile. Gotcha. Oh, yes, I did see that one, Smiths. I did, yeah. Yes, I did see that one in the end, mate. Okay, then we got Turtle Boy. Opposable toys. Hello, Turtle Boy, and then they're conversing between the two. Torso looks a bit stiff. That's what she said. That Deathstroke is fire. And wish they'd do wide capes. I'd gladly pay extra. I would too, because it's like, even though third-party soft goods or custom head, even though they're coming out killer and sometimes even better than what we're getting officially, it's like with Mezco as well. You shouldn't, at the price point you're paying, you shouldn't have to source out third-party pieces. So yeah, it's one of those things really. But yeah, let me 2 seconds. Bringing up that Witcher photo now. I think with fiber optic internet, it will sort of go quickly, but it's not. Let's get in there. Come on. I have my progress bar. All right. So it brings up Messenger, but then won't bring up any of the conversational chat. Okay, let's try that one again before I share it. So let's go back. Let's go back there.
Oh.
Here we go. Right. I just brought up your messenger, Tom. So. Okay, so this, let me come back out of it and I will share my screen. So you can see it, I have it up now. And we go to here, share. Okay, so this is The Witcher, Wild Hunt.
Oh, there's the gold label again. Okay.
Yeah, what they've said is they're doing this one, the Kai Morton armor is the gold label, and then they're going to release a regular version to everywhere.
These look cool.
It looks pretty sweet, actually.
Does he have any like knee articulation? Is it under that that leather piece?
I think it's
Right
here.
there?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
hidden. It's just there, though. You can see it.
yeah, it looks like it's kind of that knee pad is like sculpted around the knee.
Yeah.
So where you see the tops of the pads are kind of
Yeah. Just
where
down
the joints are.
Yeah, you can see it. It's cut there. So
It looks cartoony. I don't know if that's what they're going for.
color scheme or sculpt. I've not played The Witchers. I only knew about The Witcher when Cavill was announced for the show, and then obviously watching the show. So I have no idea what he looks like in the game. So
This has the look of The Witcher 3, which is what they based it on. So it's fairly good.
It does look good. I wonder if they'll do like exclusive armors like you had like in the game. I don't know, Tom, if you ever played any of the games at all.
Yeah, I got Witcher 3, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it's Todd. You know, he likes a variant.
Yeah.
I can imagine there'll be some variants of his other different looks for sure.
I'm sure.
Be limited, but I can see them doing that.
I like that.
Everyone's going to start customizing the Cavill head, even with the Witcher, and they'll just give it a different paint scheme. They're already starting to try and make the Patterson Batman because of that one trailer. Everyone's just going and customizers everywhere. We're just trying to absolutely make their own Patterson Batman. It's like, well, fair enough. I can understand. Yeah, just waiting for that official Mayfix in 2 years' time. Okay, I'll kill that. So
5 years for you guys, right?
Yeah. Even our apart from me getting stung by customs every time we order from one of the Japanese sites, we can never get it as quick as America.
Don't get it.
Like Ami is cool. They'll ship your shit, but guaranteed customs charge every single time. There's only one or two sites that we can order from that have let us down recently, but that somehow customs just goes under the radar.
I don't know how you guys always get hit with custom charges. We never get hit with anything.
Really?
Yeah, very rarely. I don't.
Damn. Apart from NECA, we still get hit with custom charges from the US, but I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, I've been lucky. Like Japanese wise, I very rarely get hit, but if I order from anywhere else, they can't wait to send you that bill through the door.
Oh, we have your parcel. That'll be an extra £20, please.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes. Oh dear. But yeah, news-wise, I think that kind of clarifies it all, which is not bad. No doubt next week we'll see another McFarlane DC Multiverse line drop.
Oh yeah. Wave 14 and 15 will be put out.
Oh dear. But ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, along with me and Tom, Zack is also a fantastic toy photographer. And as on this show, I do love hearing people's origin stories into the game. So Zack, tell us what got you into collecting at one and then doing toy photography, man. I want to hear your story.
Well, I think it all started after I got out of the Army. A couple of friends that I met through Facebook, they were telling me, they collected, but they also did photography. And so I went and a good friend of mine, Twisted Toys 92, he's actually deployed right now in Afghanistan.
Oh, shit.
He was really big into photography, and I was like, man, your work is just mind blowing to me. And I was like, I want to try this. And I think ultimately it was buying toys was kind of like an escape. Like I was having trouble coping with civilian life again. So coming back into it, I was just like, man, I need an escape. And I started going around to when Toys R Us was still around. I found like some Black Series. I think that's what got it started for me. And then the Bandai model kits and stuff. And so I started working with those. And Cody, Twisted Toys, he was just like, man, you should try taking pictures of these. You know, I really enjoy it. It helps me escape. Give it a go. I'm on Instagram and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'll try it out. So tried it out. And at the time I was like, oh my gosh, I am a god. You know, this is I'm the best with a fucking cell phone. Like, I was showing my wife, I was like, look at this. And she's like, that's shit. But okay. You know,
Yeah.
go for
Love
it.
that. Yes, honey, that's great. Yeah.
I love it. So I, you know, obviously we all come from humble beginnings as far as photography. And I kept going from there, and I think I slowly kind of crawled away from Black Series. Haven't really collected those in a couple of years, but if I think about it a lot, if I hadn't have talked to him, you know, I probably wouldn't be doing this today. But it's definitely been a life changer for me, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to escape it because I think I'm more of a photographer before a collector. And it goes back and forth with a lot of people. So normally I'll have figures and I'll sell those figures to fuel the fire for something else. You know what I mean? So
Just let the circle go around.
yeah, it's a lot of people don't get it, but a lot of us aren't made of money. So me being one of those, I can't afford to buy, you know, every pre-order that comes out. But
no, I buy and sell. God knows how many things. But like you, I buy them to shoot, and then I take some shots. I'm like, right, I've done that. Get rid of it. Get something new in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't. I've been down the Mezco rabbit hole. I've been down the Mayfix for a little bit, and Hot Toys definitely sunk me in for a hot minute. I think I sold off my entire collection for Hot Toys 2 years ago, and you know, obviously sold off all my Hot Toys to buy NECA stuff. So it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
But as it stands now, I just sold my camera to a friend, a local friend, because he got bit by the action figure bug 2 weeks ago.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, that's what I told. I said, man, you're in for a world of hurt, but glad you're enjoying it. So I sold him my camera, and I told my wife, you know, I'm going to take this, you know, 4 months. I'm done with the school semester in December, and I said, you know, I'll wait till then, and then we'll look into getting a new camera, a newer model, and everything. But I think the idea of just helping out a fellow collector and a fellow photographer, you know, start his path and bring somebody else new into the game is just, for me, it felt a little bit, it felt pretty good. So
100%,
yeah.
So you've aided someone else. It's kind of like that's kind of like I can imagine it's helped the feeling of, you know, if I'm going to put this down, you know, how am I going to make sure that I don't pick it back up again in the time frame that, you know, I just want to, you know, it's like, well, take the tool away from me, but don't take away my tool. I will help someone else out, and I guess that can fill the void a bit. But it's like going back to what you were saying, like needing that escapism coming out of the army. And it's like if you start with toys, it's kind of starting like as a child again with toys, but you're not, and it's just finding that fun and joy, and then just like, oh shit, this is really cool. And you know, that would be like it for me, you know. I mean, shit.
It's funny, you know, my stepmom always told me, she's like, I was really big into figures when I grew up. Like, we had a store called Kmart. I don't know if you're ever familiar with about that place.
I've heard it in a movie once.
Yeah. So my dad and I, he used to, big thing growing up was my dad and I connected through Hot Wheels, and we would always go to find new Hot Wheels cars. And I got into like a lot of the 3 1/4 inch Star Wars. I think when Clone Wars came out, Episode 1 and stuff like that. So go around, and I had like this huge clone collection. Anyway, my stepmom said, one day I feel like Toys is gonna, they're really gonna take you somewhere. I said, I don't know if they're gonna take me anywhere, but obviously in a bankruptcy, but that's about it. So, yeah, it's crazy how stuff like this, as a kid, it kind of tends to pull back in,
Absolutely. And then to suddenly realize that you are by far anything from alone in this hobby.
Absolutely.
And to realize the kind of world that's out there and the community of same people that are in the exact same boat as you, felt the exact same way. And it's kind of like, everyone I feel starts to find, it sounds corny as shit, but like they're calling, what they're meant to do. We've got jobs and they're paying the bills and shit, but there's something that we're passionate about, whether it be this, that, and the other, movies, gardening, whatever you want. And then just, if you're creative at the same time and you need that outlet, what's the best outlet? Some people draw, some people write books. With this hobby, I feel like you've got about 4 or 5 different art forms in one.
Oh, absolutely.
Not only are you learning the human anatomy through posing your figures, you're learning all about photography and getting good at it. You're learning all about lighting. It's like your own damn movie director, and you part of the bitch ass actors. You get to control who's on your set, and it's just like learning about 4 or 5 different crafts in one single hobby. And even if you get into the other creative aspects, like with dia making or customizing, there's a whole nother plethora of different arts to get into that link directly straight into the very thing you love. And that's what I think. It's just, I've never known an outlet to contain so many other outlets than this very hobby, and it all stemmed from collecting, and that all stemmed from just the shit we love. And toys.
That's like I said, I build model kits, I play guitar, I draw. There's no other hobby out of all the other ones that I do where I'd be sat down now with like 2 other guys from completely different parts of the world talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it comes to toys, I don't know. It's just weird. It kind of brings the community together a lot more than anything else.
It's really weird because really weird. Finding out like some of your best friends are people you've never met in person. Some of the people you connect with the most. I've never seen them a day in my life. Personally, in person, never shook hands with you. There's a couple of people, like one of my best friends. He was actually stationed at the same duty station I was in. And we didn't meet up until after we had both gotten out of the military. And then we connected through fucking action figures and toy photography. And it's just, there's a guy I would take a bullet for. And it's just so wild. It's so wild to me.
Yeah. Kind of just cements it, doesn't it? It's like, okay, this is where, you're cool, we're great, we get on. No, I'd say, and then all of a sudden you find out that this, to connect through this, which, is still with people, they still feel like, it's a bit of a niche market to get into. Not everyone's going to get it. Some people still feel, sorry, I got saying in my eye, uncomfortable telling other people about their hobby, because they might feel like it's a bit, don't judge me or anything, but I take pictures of action figures is what I do. And for when I say, if anyone's single out there and they're trying to meet a woman, we'll just be like, well, at least I ain't fucking taking drugs, am I, bitch? No, this is my only vice. Deal with it.
I've said that countless times. I'm just like, if I was single right now, I do toy photography. Well, let me take these off real quick.
Yeah. That's it. I've always said, when I list my hobbies out to anyone that I've just met, I kind of start from the other end of it. I play guitar, I draw, I collect action figures.
I'll do the same. It'd be like, oh, so what are you into? I say, well, yeah, I do take pictures. I like photography. I love sculpting and painting. Oh, really? What's your medium?
Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah. Go away, yeah. So it's that one thing. Yeah,
don't worry about it. We'll come up to that in about 50 years. Don't worry about it.
And I'll be like that scene in which they've made memes of in 50 Shades of Grey. Do you want to see Can I play with him? And she goes, yes, please. And I'm like, well, you can't. Mine. Don't touch anything.
I just imagine on your wedding night, you're going to be like, now you can see my toy room. You finally realise that you collect action figures.
Hey, do you mind if Raph sits in on this session?
Exactly. And they're like, you have the toys? Yeah, but that one, love, is worth like £500. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It really is weird, but kind of also awesome. You know, it's one of those things.
Really is.
Yeah.
It is. Apart
like
from
you guys,
when you're explaining to your kids, like, yeah, these are my toys, but no, you don't play with them. Look at them. Don't touch them.
Well, you know, that was the guy I sold the camera to. Was the cool part about it. He was like, man, I just got to tell you thank you. I met up with him today at the comic shop, and he's like, you got to see this. And I was like, what is it? And he showed me the video. And after he had told his kids about toy photography, and his kids were already huge into comics and stuff and action figures. But he walked down on his kids, like they had set up like a whole backdrop and everything and taking the action figures, and they were dropping debris. I mean, these are 6 and I think he's like 6 and maybe 4 years old.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know, dropping little debris all over. And I said, man, that's so cool. Because I mean, the kids, they're getting creative with it. It's definitely nothing like, you know, in today's standards, it's definitely nothing like us growing up. But it's getting the kids, you know, working their brains and, you know, creativity and stuff like that. And I said, man, that's what it's all about, bringing up the next generation to.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, it's kind of like to have a dad that's like that. My dad's my hero. I love him. You know,
Absolutely.
I don't know what I'd do without him, but it's kind of like the playtime imagination that we had as a kid when we're actually playing, and all the scenarios and all the different storylines and all the mental shit that we're coming up with to make fun stories to play with our toys. To have the ability to you know, the concept of toy photography at that age, just my head would explode if I was 6 years old and learned I could take pictures and do everything I wanted to get out of my mind and actually put it and actually visibly see it on a phone. You're shitting me. That's why obviously I love it now, because I couldn't do it back then. That part of it, you know, but man,
the kids have got something else now. You know, they've got a piece of technology now that we didn't have growing up. You know, like
before we had film. And we had to develop, and you know, and don't get me wrong, pure photography, I'd always revert back to film and natural lighting.
Yep.
But yeah, like you say, we no one phones, tablets, you know, none of that was around when we were around. We had our bloody Commodore 64s and Sega Mega Drives and NES. Those were the days, and I miss them terribly because they were. But yeah, if you put a digital camera in front of me when I was a kid, I'd be like, what sorcery is this? Get magic away from me. I want to know. Oh, it takes pictures. Oh, I can see my own work. Great. You know, and I can do this with a toy. Fucking brilliant. All it needs is one little easy way of explaining the matrix of toy photography to a kid. And as soon as they get it and they start seeing it, that's it. That is it. And if they're hooked now, then they're going to imagine what they're going to be like when they're our age.
It's bringing up the next level, like the next generation, because I know for me, my younger brother's 13 and about to be 17. Video games. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, I love my video games, but I feel like technology has completely warped the newer generation. To an extent that they don't really understand there's no separation between reality and video games and technology in general. So they don't grasp creativity like we do. The newer generation. So it's cool to see people like, you know, my age and like our age, you know, growing up and, you know, explain to their kids like, this is creativity. Not the video games, you know, not the video games, stuff like that. So I feel like that's definitely something I want to do with my kids someday. So
yeah. All the while they're making 10 times your annual wage by streaming Fortnite on Twitch.
Absolutely. Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, it's like, son, you should really go outside and play. Why, Dad? And he just starts making it rain in front of you with money. And it's kind of like...
That was just like a friend of mine saying that his kid would rather watch somebody play video games than play the video games.
Yeah,
I can't wrap my head around that.
No, I was baffled by this, the concept of it. And don't get me wrong, when I was like, hanging out with my mates and they were taking their turns on their video games, it was cool to watch them play for like 5 minutes before they died and passed me the controller. I'm waiting for. But then I was like, I couldn't get my head around paying to watch someone else play a video game.
No.
And then I was talking to my parents recently, and I was trying to explain how I'm struggling trying to wrap this around my head, and they said, Ben, whenever we got you a console for Christmas or a new game and you'd play it on the big TV, we would sit there we would be sucked in. It doesn't matter if you died like 20 times one after the other trying to figure out this one puzzle, we would sit there memorized. And I'm just looking at them like, what? You're no help. You're not helping. Trying to, you're meant to agree with me.
But the other way to look at it is, like, my kid does it. He'll sit there and watch Fortnite videos on YouTube, and I'm sat there thinking, why are you watching? You could be playing it. Why are you watching that? And then I'll go and sit in the front room and watch football.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Why aren't you doing this?
Yeah.
They never work out that logic of of how hypocritical it is. Pray to God they never figure that out, because we have no comeback for that argument if they throw that out.
Yeah, you really think about it though, like what a time to be alive. Like, really grasp that. Like, we come from the generation of expansive technology. Like, just we've seen everything from the cassette tape all the way to a fucking 4K TV. Like, it's just, to us, it's mind blowing. And I don't think for me, technology is a huge thing. But I think a lot of kids have definitely lost creativity, because I used to draw a lot growing up. Obviously, we used to go outside and play, G.I. Joes and in the dirt and everything. And it's I don't know, man.
I agree.
It's
changed. There's more to do at home on this single device than it ever was for us, where all we had was whatever VHS cassette tapes that we'd seen a million times, whatever was on the generic terrestrial channels. If you're lucky enough to have a satellite system or a cable system, then obviously it opened your world. Or playing a video game that you really couldn't be asked to play. What else was there to do inside? The rest of it was all outside, going bike rides, playing with your friends on, having a kickabout in the park, or just any kind of, just child version of a sport, just to get active and socialize. Or you go and do exactly what you weren't going to do at home, just around a friend's house and play video games around there. It's still socializing. Now, people don't. It's turning into Wall-E, where we're our bones are getting the sense. We're not even going to walk anymore. We're not even going to be aware there's a person in a floaty chair next to us. We're just going to be engrossed in those 3 screens around our head all day long. But we had the beauty of being in a time period where none of that existed, and it's kind of feel like, are we the last generation to experience that now?
I think so. Painfully, I think so.
2 from us, and then when their kids are born into iPhones and apps and shit. And it's kind of like, at one point, we can see that this isn't reality and what reality is. I may be I've got lag a bit, sorry. But with this new generation, with technology becoming almost like real life, in terms of video game graphics being so, I mean, Christ, they can put Tupac on a stage and he's been dead for nearly 20 years and make it look real. And all this other technology, what's there to differentiate? You're almost going to need a blade totem from Inception to spin to make sure you're not dreaming, and it's just kind of like these kids think that Twitter is reality, hence why they're trying to cancel everyone. And it's like, no, just the real world is the real world. It's a pile of shit, but there's tons of joy to be had in it. You just got to find it instead of it finding you. And it's, you did right. It's we see the world a lot differently than the rest of us. But then I guess our parents saw the world a lot differently than we did.
Absolutely.
What are their kids going to see? Are they going to get
exactly? So technology has changed everything.
Yeah, I think for us is like we grew up with the age of action figures, you know, like I don't think any other generation really did, and therefore we use nostalgic, you know, like look at what's coming out now. Like you have G.I. Joe making a comeback, you have He-Man making a comeback, Transformers and everything, and we're sitting here like trying to reconnect with our childhood. And I think that's what, as toy photographers, that's what it's all about now. Is reconnecting with our.
But I think the biggest change for us has been compared to now. And if you look at what we get, like what we were just saying, G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, all of them Saturday morning cartoons that we watched when we were kids.
Yes.
And that doesn't happen anymore. No. Saturday morning cartoons are nothing.
No.
What's the next? What current franchise is so hot that it's going to be remembered for the next 30 years that's got made up for kids now? I mean, apart from Ben 10 was the last sort of thing I kind of noticed.
I think I'm right there with you on that one.
Yeah. That actually had any legs for longevity. And thankfully, TNT is one of those regenerational things. That's the one thing that kids now can still gravitate to because they keep reiterating it, and that's what I love about that franchise. And we're going to segue into some Turtle Talk soon, but is that it multi-generational? I think will last forever. But like you say, those are timeless classics that still. I mean, what the generation now, the youth of today, that they're enjoying all this technology when they're our age, and they're looking at their kids thinking, oh, they don't get the world I was from. What's nostalgic for them? Are they suddenly going to release the iPhone 8 Classic? And in amongst when they've got, you know, flying cars and holograms, they'll be like, oh, they're re-releasing the iPhone 8. Oh, I'm getting that. That was a phone back in the day. Do you remember that days when we were playing Fortnite and shit? You know, and all these kids are bloody just, you know, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of like, what's their nostalgia going to be? What we're seeing right now. And they'll be like, oh,
almost depressing.
Yeah, I know, kind of, isn't
depressing.
It? You mean to get that way, but yeah. So that was cool to hear how you got into it, mate. And yeah, hopefully, obviously, nice to have a break. You've helped someone else out at the same time, which is great.
Yeah.
And you get to, and when you get back into it again, I think it will be. I don't know. So it'll be like, you know, hungry for it again and pull you back.
I hope so. Yeah, I just need the creative juices need to.
Yeah, I get that. I get the creative block where I've got all these figures and I have no single idea for a shot or any enthusiasm to shoot any of them. And yet I want to do something. I can't be asked to. I haven't got the slightest imagination of what to do with something. But then if I don't do something, I'm going to get pissed off. I have those sort of periods quite a lot.
I'll put it into words. You know, I kind of made this up. Somebody said, like, you have to take your creativity, and if you're not feeling it, you have to push through it. And I said, well, if you strain, that's how you get hemorrhoids. So, so I'm not going to do that. Just let it set, and eventually it'll come back to you. So.
Yeah, keep going is not always the right answer. I appreciate the sentiment, what he's going for, but yeah, sometimes you just need a break from it, like switch off your mind from your escapism.
Exactly.
Because your escapism is starting to stress you out, and then I agree. So that's kind of why I did this, is as an escape for escapism, just to hang out and shoot the shit about figures, and then sort of rediscover our love for sort of shit. You know.
Yes, it's great.
You know, so like as we were saying, me and Tom, we jumped on a Skype for our Plastic Action UK channel because we were seriously getting pissed off all the crap going on in Facebook groups and all the negativity, all the shit. Yeah, exactly. And it was sucking the fun out of collecting. It really was. And we just had to have a rant and just get it all out. But in having that rant and airing out and just, you know, venting, we kind of sort of discovered ways of not only suggesting for anyone else that was going through the same thing of how to sort of spark that love back into it again. We kind of discovered it for us at the exact same time of what we could do, which was like, you know, if you're really just getting sick of the game, then just take a figure out of the DTOV and just play with it, pose it up, just have a play. Just give that giddy kid feeling again when you're posing it up. Just forget the rest of the shit. And it's kind of like, you know what, it didn't even occur to us back then, and just by venting, these sort of ideas of trying to find the love again are starting to spring into mind. And so yeah, I agree. Sometimes
it went really well until we realised we forgot to record that bit.
Yeah, for some
And
reason
then we were fuming again.
the Skype call just cut right off, and yeah, it settled for me just talking about what we've spoken about. We should go down the same way. That was magic what we were talking about at the time. But yeah, so that's sort of like just hanging out and shooting the shit, just about the things we're excited for, and just to have a laugh, get some joy back into it.
That's great. I'm enjoying. Yeah, I'm having a blast right now, guys. So,
glad. Same here, mate. Same here. Absolutely. So fucking get some beer in you. What are you drinking, Tom? I missed what you're drinking. What you got?
What am I on?
Sucking on, huh?
Brewdog.
Brewdog. I'm baffled by his beers. I've never even heard of that, and you're in the same country as me.
You never seen these?
Yeah. Look at that. It's a fucking comic strip on a can.
No, that's a cooler can.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's it right there. That would be my night, just drinking that.
I saw this and I was like, that's nostalgia. That's perfect for tonight. If they come out with a turtle can, I might have to get it every time. So
I know. Do I open this or keep it to one side?
I just keep it, and then my grandkids are gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" I said, "Don't open that. That pays for your college." So
if you do, the house will explode because it's been vibrated a gazillion times. But like circling round to some turtle action, because some of the shots you've done are absolutely amazing, especially with that shredder and the thumbnail that we've got. With the new shit that's been released, like obviously with April popping on for Randy's talk and stuff like that, I sort of bring it up with our other guests, because I think it's just the coolest shit to come out so far, of having an actor from the franchise actually be this invested in this thing that we're invested in. How are you feeling about the April figure and her documenting the entire process?
I really, really hope they, obviously, if she's going to be that involved, it's going to be, I would hope, the perfect April figure. I know everybody was like, oh, I want Secrets of the Ooze April over the first one. I said, you're fucking high.
Yeah.
Here,
Who wants that April?
Nobody.
I thought she was hotter than the first one when I was a child.
Exactly.
I didn't know any better.
Exactly.
And then we all saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 with her with short hair, and we're like, nah, fam. Nah, you're right. Casey, you can have her. That's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, if she's this invested, I have no doubts in my mind that we won't see a perfect representation, face sculpt wise. And I also hope we get a really good unmasked Casey, because the one, I know there is a head sculpt or face sculpt underneath the one that was just released, but I don't know, it looks pretty Twisted Sister to me. So
I saw one person turn it into something decent enough to look like, okay, that is an unmasked Casey Jones, but still it was the framing of the hair that was perfectly like this down to fit the mask. And it's like, I've seen some guys like add some hair draping down and shit, and it looks good, but then the paint job is a bit, I appreciate everyone's attempts at doing it. I will be doing the same because I'm an impatient bastard. But yeah, I agree. I mean, thank you, Elias, for chiming in on that post of the guy doing that very thing and agreeing to it, and just hope you and Randy come out with a deal soon. So, because I will do it, but I didn't. I'd rather have the official thing.
Yeah, keeping things original, like if there's a regular release, and I think that it goes along the lines of people doing like Black Series customs and everything. Like, just be patient. Eventually, it'll make its way down the line, and I think NECA's going to do the same thing with him, as well as I really hope we get some other characters that we from the first movie that we haven't seen yet. What's his name? What's Shredder's
Tatsu. Tatsu is number one.
There you go. Yeah, I always forget that name.
All want a Tatsu for sure. Now I've got to ask you, because ask them all, and because it's such a fun conversation because of how much of a curveball it was at San Diego. what was your feelings towards the Oroko Saki and young Amada Yoshi 2-pack sort of tease they teased at SDCC with Baby Splinter in the cage?
Oh, that. You know, I think it goes along the lines of that would be, if it's going to be an exclusive, that's the perfect excuse for an exclusive. So like,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Just like with the Mugen tour, it wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but a lot of people grew up with that. So a lot of people were like, oh, well, I fucking hated it and it was terrifying, but you know, I'll take that in my collection. So
I agree, it's perfect exclusive product for exclusive limited run.
It's not something everybody needs in their collection, but like for me, I don't really find it necessary in my collection. I'm more of a Turtles one guy. So
same.
As far as that goes, we'll see how it looks. But yeah, it was a pretty cool idea. It was definitely out of left field for sure.
Yeah. It felt like a little bit of I was like, wow, didn't see that one coming. Kind of a little. Once it settled, my brain, had gotten over it. Then it was kind of like you realise it's a bit of a reach, but you nailed it there because I didn't think about it. Because at the time, I'm like, well, they're cool. I will buy them just because I'm a whore. But I never really thought about putting them in my display. So it's kind of like you nailed it on the head. Yeah, give us Baby Splinter all day long, but the Hamada Yoshi and Oroko Saki young versions are perfect exclusive material, or even at a push loot crate material, as they're limited because they're not be everyone's go-to figure. Whereas a Tatsu and Danny and some of the other more than one scene characters would get. I mean, like we were saying, we would take a Sam Rockwell any day. But again, it's an exclusive if they went down that deep of the rabbit hole. But I totally agree. More of an exclusive kind of reveal than a retail one. So, but they are running out of characters to milk.
Yeah, I was honestly terrified they were going to do April as a loot crate. That was like a big fear of mine. So I'm hoping that's not the case, and I'm hoping it's going to be off the bat just how Toka and Razar were. I hope they're going to be a 7 days, pre-order this figure, that's it. I don't know if they'll make it store.
I think she kind of made it part of the deal. What was so great about the live stream, and again, I wish I missed it, and I'll keep throwing back to it, is that she kind of digitally held Randy by his fucking collar and put him up against the wall.
No doubt.
You're going to make this pre-order or it ain't happening. And they're like, go on. Just come out of nowhere, and you sort them out. And so having it as a pre-order, I think, because we were sort of again speculating about what kind of version she's going to be, and logically, the pieces in my brain fall to, I think what you said last time, Tom, was the first release. It would have to be 2-pack because I think they're all going 2-pack format. Unless they release her as like an ultimate, I don't know how Judith wants it, but I think a trench coat version, maybe a soft goods trench coat would be great, but have her regular attire underneath, and then maybe a dress down on the farm 2-pack with a dress down on the farm version of an unmasked Casey. Just in a white.
That's the way I see it going.
Yeah, like on the farm 2-pack with a dress down version of April and a dress down version of Casey.
Yeah. So I think the first one will be like the car park scene from the first one. I think that'll be the first April they release.
Yeah. But yeah, and also just a curiosity of seeing what the hell goes on behind the scenes, and that's what I love, Randy. Yeah, we've already kind of started working on it. I just want her in her first episode of that series to just go in and be like, this is great. Yeah, we're tossing it all away, starting again. Starting right now. Right now, it's over. And I just be a boss, woman. I'd love it.
I'm still more excited at the minute to see what they're going to do with those heads that they showed.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those. Yeah. I really hope they do an accessory pack.
Too. Thinking that. But
I really don't want another pack of turtles to have to buy.
I was listening to I don't know if you guys listen to Toy Migos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched them a few times.
They were talking about, whether or not if they did that, if it would be more of a hindrance to everybody that's already bought the 2-pack. But then you got people that always come into collecting when stuff is popular. So they said, this will be a good opportunity for people who haven't gotten the Turtles to get those, as opposed to all of us who already have the Turtles right now to not really worry about it. But I would really love that to be an accessory pack if they did like the head sculpts and like the Domino's pizza box and stuff that we, people that didn't get the San Diego pack were able to get a couple of accessories from that pack. That didn't come with the
nice.
Yeah, I would hope so, because there doesn't seem to be any limit on how many times they can re-release them now.
No, absolutely.
So,
hey, even give us Donnie with the little the straw cowboy hat,
Yeah, we need that one.
I agree, because every now and then I'll see it in some of the Facebook groups where someone put a post up of the single carded ones, or they may have been lucky enough to grab the 2-packs from America, and they'll be like, these are my first NECA figures. I've just started getting into these, and but this is my haul, and some will be like, "Where the fuck have you been? They've been up for ages," and others will be like, welcome to collecting. And it's kind of like, you're dead right. There's new people diving into this bandwagon every single day. And a lot of people, you can tell the newbies, because they will rely on this one group they're in for all their news, without knowing that NECA themselves have a social media presence of their own. And so, like, you'll post up they'll find a post, you'll see it come up in your comments that so-and-so's commented on this, and it'll be a post from a Toka and Raza news post about 2 months ago. And it's like, yeah, so when are these meant to be coming out? Oh, I really want to get them. Where have you been? And we're like, oh, he's a newbie. He hasn't realised. And it's kind of like, do we break the news to him or not?
I'll tell you, man, when it goes back to like the nostalgic portion of our generation, NECA is slaying the game. I don't know if you guys have talked about that, but like NECA, honestly, I feel like is number one up there. And everybody else is a little bit beneath, because like when I first got started into this, like I think I told you earlier that Scarface Predator was like my first entrance to NECA, and now they have definitely made I feel like their name is probably as big as here in Hollywood, or for me personally, they're a huge name out there.
Because you got the Back to the Future coming, Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah,
like the Defenders of the Earth are going to be a big
I'm
one when they drop.
That one.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I keep forgetting about them, and it's always like, shit, I really shouldn't forget about them, but at the same time, it's like, it's a nice reminder.
No, so on another podcast when we were talking about like your dream action figures from when you were a kid to be re-released, mine was Defenders of the Earth, and then literally about 2 months later they showed them. It was like, shit, I've got to buy them now. I ain't got a choice.
Do you think they'll come in Ultimate Standard? Like,
that's a good question.
That?
Yeah, I would think so.
Good question.
Because my stepdad introduced me to those when I was a kid, and like I had no idea who the Phantom was. I was just like, "Oh, this is great. This is great."
Yeah, I didn't even know who Flash Gordon was when I started watching that, and then I watched the Flash Gordon film afterwards. I was like, "This is not the same as Defenders of the Earth."
I was like, is Billy Zane doing the voice of the guy in the cartoon? Because I like the Billy Zane movie. The Phantom was just, I'd seen the Phantom in that show. I'd forgotten that Flash Gordon was in that show so long, and then of course Ming being a bad guy, and it's the Avengers of the 80s of our
It was so out of left field when they announced that line. I don't think anybody expected it.
No one saw that coming.
No, and especially Super 7, who are probably sitting there like,
oh yeah, fuck.
Lucky, we just got Turtles from underneath you, and they're doing a shit job with it. And it's like, no. But we got He-Man, and you just want Defenders, fine.
It's unreal how history is just repeating itself all over again. It's mind blowing to me. I've been all over. Yeah, I've been all over trying to find those He-Man figures. And like just up to a couple of months ago, I was just like, He-Man, okay. And then I see they've added articulation, and I'm like, oh, gotta have it.
So
they must have now.
You see how well the G.I. Joe line's done.
Oh yeah,
like, that's and they're great figures, really, really fucking good figures. And you know, Mask is going to be the next one. They're going to drop Mask figures.
It's over with.
Which we're in trouble. We're in trouble. If they do Mask, we're in trouble.
Visionaries, I wouldn't be surprised to see Visionaries again at some point, like the holographic chess figures and
knocking everything over. I'm not drunk, am I?
Well, you're drinking Carlin. You can't be drunk.
No.
Oh wait, I'm like, hold on. I'm like 4 in. Like, what are you guys doing? Like,
this is my 4th one. My can is fucking.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, but Carlin, that's like, if me and Zack piss out what we've been drinking, that's what you're drinking.
I'm about to go run to the bathroom again. Bleed the lizard once, you're in danger. I'll be right back.
I'll see it. You've broken the seal, mate.
Seal, yeah.
You've broken the seal.
That's obviously such a British thing, because that's where we both went straight away.
I know, because I've got to go as well. I'm going to wait for him to come back. But yeah, no, if they do Mask, we're all in trouble.
Mask, mate. Mask, I'm going to be all over.
And I didn't even have that many figures as a kid of the Mask or even the vehicles. I had like 1 or 2, but I absolutely love that cartoon. So I was very fond of it. Just in the toy front, I didn't get much for it.
I had loads of Masks, loads.
Yeah, the only one I had was that car. I wanted the car with the gold wings, but all I had was the purple one with the wings came out from underneath like that.
Oh
yeah. That's the one I had. My only vehicle from Mask. But got out.
My favourite, I think, was still Brad Turner. I think it was the Condor bike, like the yellow bike where it turned into a helicopter. That was probably my favourite one.
Oh. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of those were hand-me-downs for me. I know for me growing up, like, I didn't grow up in the age of G.I. Joe, He-Man, and Mask, but like for me, I think I've seen like a recent release in Micro Machines. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they're making a comeback in Walmart. Like those are the newest re-release, and I'm seeing like kids go down the aisle like, what the fuck are these? So
man, I remember I was like 8 years old, and they brought out the Micro Machines Back to the Future.
Oh
yes.
Yeah, and I had the DeLorean and the future police car.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, they were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I still had them because they're like perfect Gundam scale vehicles.
They are. Yeah, Micro Machine, man.
The price now is ridiculous, man. Like for there's like a van. I think it's like this big, and obviously it folds out to be the city and everything. $59. $59. It's unreal.
It's secondhand market, sadly, for the stuff that we grew up with. The very products, not a re-release or anything. Yeah, is mental. But Micro Machines, Christ, I completely forgot about that until now. Yeah, just having a couple of the weird play sets. You would just ping them open. They would fold out in about 8 different sections, and all the different environment pieces you could have on them. I had one where it's a racetrack. You had about 4 lined up on a bloody shoot, and you just press down the thing and they would all race each other down to the end. And then the bloody video games of Micro Machines and playing that. And that franchise just continued on. But yeah, that was kind of hit me along with Power Rangers sort of as I was phasing out of enjoying toys more like, hey, there's a lady over there. She looked quite hot. So Power Rangers and Micro Machines were kind of my like on the way out sort of toys that I absolutely adored. So yeah, I agree. But no, when it circles back round to Beyblades that we've gotten old.
Yeah. Wait, what? All right. What's the age gap here? All right. What are you guys?
36 now.
36.
I'm 39.
39. Okay. All right. Well, you guys are definitely a little bit older than me. So
I'm older than most people I meet. Don't you worry.
It's fair enough, though. But we've I think we're in that age gap that have, we've obviously seen the repeat of history, and it's kind of crazy too, because I think growing up, my grandparents always told me like, don't sit around and wait. Time tends to repeat itself and stuff like that. And don't blink, or it'll fly by. Yeah. And I've seen a bunch of stuff coming back, and I'm like, wow, this is weird. It's just fucking weird.
I never anticipated seeing any of this stuff again. I thought it would have been like, there'd have been a gazillion different franchises that would have completely overshadowed any of the shit that we loved as a kid. I never thought any of it, not even TMNT, would have been this generational, or have companies now give a shit about nostalgia to the point where they're well, I guess it's one way of making money. Whoever thought of it was a genius. Hey, yeah, why don't you go and tap the oil well of franchises from way back when, so that they're older now, they're going to want this shit, and we'll just hit the nostalgia button. You're smart people, because it's working. But the TMNT definitely generational as they keep revamping it. I think they're trying to do the same with He-Man, and not just with toys, but in terms of cartoon franchise. Hollywood running out of ideas is somewhat helping, and with superhero movies like dominating the box office. And I'm glad I was around for that period, from seeing it from when it started to where it is now, and watching the rest of Hollywood sort of clamber and sort of be at the mercy of superhero movies, where it's now, if you are not you are not cool. It's reversed, and it's falling into that realm of toys now, and it's like being all over again.
That's it. Where you can love Marvel or hate Marvel movies, it doesn't matter. The only reason we're in the golden age of collecting at the minute is because of those movies, making everything else popular again.
Yeah, it's true.
If a Marvel movie did bad, it would do bad for a DC film. So DC and Warner relied on Marvel being good, because then it would show that this market was popular enough, and if Warner did a good job, then they could see some of that audience and some of that money as well. No one wanted a bad comic book movie. We all wanted a good one, and it was heartbreaking whenever we felt that one wasn't as good. But it's still, back then, I never would have expected to see a fucking Elektra movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
Even though that was hard as shit, I would.
Wow, I forgot about that for a second.
Yeah, way back then, I never thought.
I try and forget about it every day.
I mean, Ben Affleck as Daredevil at the time seemed really cool, and I was obsessed with the trailer. The movie itself, not so much, as it weren't as great. But the Tobey Maguire, that was because it was overshadowed by the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And to be honest, regardless, the Ben Affleck Daredevil wasn't that great. The idea is sort of bad execution, but it led the way for what we have now. And I obviously X-Men was the first big one that Hollywood gravitated to make more. But I give her hats off to New Line Cinema for putting out Blade. I mean, they did try with the old Fantastic Four, the old, what was his name? Knight Rider.
Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
Shield. Howard the Duck, Captain America with the shitty ears. I remember all those when they first came out. John Wesley shit Flash TV show.
That was great.
Fun fact: I've never seen the Blade movies.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
I mean, you could hit 3, but 1 and 2, 1 especially, Lord have mercy. I was a massive Wesley Snipes fan anyway, from Demolition Man, White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah.
And so seeing him as Blade and just how badass he was, I just
my dad begged me to watch those. I've never seen them. I need to.
Yeah.
I think those are probably like only saving grace from the early 2000s.
Well, you got to do it now. You got to go watch Blade, and then we've got to meet up again in a few weeks and do another podcast.
That's fine. We'll do it. We will do it.
Absolutely. And the Blade 2, and then because of what I love, especially sort of on this subject, going back to the the Robert Pattinson Batman trailer, right? Obviously, we all saw it, but one thing I absolutely loved, and what made me see that trailer 100 times, was going onto YouTube and watching all the reaction channels react to it and seeing their reaction. I get a kick out of that for some reason, and then literally going down the rabbit hole of everyone doing shit reactions to awesome reactions to just random people reacting to this trailer. And especially when that moment where he comes on and beats the living piss out of that guy.
And watching them
all. Anyone who was just sitting there like this through that whole scene and not reacting in any way, I turned the video off. It's like, okay, yeah, you can nod along and be like, oh, is this that? You have no idea what you're talking about. Just waiting for this scene, waiting for the scene, and just like, who the hell are you supposed to be? Bang, 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 and just watching them lose their shit. That made it all work.
Even though I've watched that. No word of a lie, I must have watched that nearly 200 times now.
Yeah.
And the last bit where he's on the floor and you just hear the bones crunching as he's slammed into it. Even now I'm like, ooh.
Is it just me, or is it really Thomas Wayne style? Is it just really like Batman before he found his, like, oh, I'm not gonna, this isn't me. This isn't me.
Yeah. He's like, he's got no control. He just,
Yeah, the whole fight scene starts off with he has choreography and skill to I'm going to wreck your face, and then so just calling his heels and just subtly saying I'm vengeance, right? So he starts off parrying and doing all this shit, 2 hits in, and then eventually he's just going bang, bang, and that last one looked like a Family Guy frame where 1 minute he's standing, the next minute he's on the ground, you don't even see him fall, he's just wallop. And then
it's Peter Griffin and the chicken all over.
Yes, exactly. And then you think, and these guys, and this little one dude with the iPhone, and they're just shitting it. Like, why aren't you running like that? And he goes, yeah, who are you? I'm vengeance. You just unleashed hell on this man. I would have screamed that in your face, and you just calmly said, it's like you had control, you just lost control, and now you've had control again. My mind just went, and it was just beautifully done. It's kind of like, okay, I'm badass. No, I'm just going, fuck you.
I've seen a lot of complaints from people saying that he's too comparable to Bale, but I'm like, well, I mean, Bale's, where's Christian Bale from? He's from
Wales.
He's
from Wales, right?
He's UK, but every interview he does, he loves to do it in an American accent, so it throws a lot of people off. You see the movie Reign of Fire with Matthew McConaughey, with the dragons in London. That's him. But yeah, he's Wales. He's originally Welsh. Yeah.
Okay, so Pattinson, where is he from? Like,
oh shit, one of the shires. Not Oxfordshire. Not in Wales, but he's more Midlands, I think.
But granted, obviously both English. Like they're gonna. I feel like they're both gonna be people are gonna try to compare them both.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how hard it is for you guys to impersonate like an American accent.
Well, for me, it's impossible, but
I can do a few.
Is it hard?
No, I can barely do an English accent. There, try and do another one.
You can do a few words, but then trying to actually just speak any word like in the tongue is quite difficult. It's kind of. When we exaggerate it, but like, hey man, what the fuck you doing, man? It's like, or
I'm gonna hear Tom do it. Go ahead, Tom.
I can't even do. This is literally the only accent I can do.
Oh, right. Great. Whilst we're on this, I just thought it was great. Right, there's to really get down a posh English accent. Is right. If I love it, it's so stupid, but I absolutely love it. Is if okay, what is it? What is it that we breathe, Zach?
What do you mean?
I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to repeat it. Right. So, first one is, what is it we breathe?
Air.
Air. Right. What's on our head?
Hair.
Okay. And where do lions sleep? Or where does an evil villain hang out? in their lair, right?
Lair.
So you got air, hair, lair, right? If you just loosely, if you don't pronounce the R as harsh as you Americans do, hair, right? If you just go just loosely, right? And you go air, hair, lair, You sound like a Victorian posh English lady saying, "Oh, hello." Hello. There you go.
Oh, I'm dying because I was so embarrassed to ask this question. I was so nervous because, like, I would be honest. My wife and I went on a cruise about 2 years ago, and well, actually 4 years ago. It was on our honeymoon, and we went to a jewelry store, and there was an English woman working there. She just, for me, the biggest thing for me is like I love an English accent from a woman. Like it's just the sexiest thing ever.
I feel you on that one. If they've got a
yeah, I went to go buy her a necklace, and the woman started talking. I was just like so intrigued by her, and my wife was like, we got back to the room, and she's like, "What the fuck was that all about?" I said, "Look, babe, I'm like, that's just if you had an English accent, I'd be rubbing it out 24/7." So for me, I was like, I wanted to ask that question of how hard it was for you guys to impersonate an American accent, and I didn't know if it fell along the lines of it's super random. But I didn't know if it was like offensive to ask that question.
No, accents, nah. I mean, just like America, there's like about 5 or 6 different sort of, you have the English accent, right? But then there's like different kinds of accents, like New York or Southern,
right,
where it's there's a little bit of a hint of different kind of tone. The same thing in the UK. We have obviously London, but then you have Liverpool or Manchester, which sound
the accent.
Like in Southern, or you have Scottish that's their own language, even though they're part of the UK. But like, for instance, I'll give you an example. You compare the royal family to Jason Statham. There's your 2 different ones, right? You go, "Who the fuck are you talking to, right?" And then to, "Oh, how do you do?"
It's Dick Van Dyke or Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Like,
there you go.
Yeah, Hugh Grant or Jason Statham, they're 2 completely different accents, but they're both English, and it's kind of like same thing, different kind of little tongues to it. But yeah, it's the whatever tickles your pickle. But
Oh man, I've always wanted to ask somebody to impersonate an American accent. You did it, I know Tom said it's like.
But right here is where I put that over there. But then I exaggerate. It's not fluent on the tongue for me, But I could talk really fast, and you wouldn't understand a word I'm saying, just because it's like rappers when they're syllable stacking. It just all flows out in one noise. It's like la 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 la.
Well, I've heard it's like for actors, it's super easy for English, and that's why I never understood why so many English actors are, portray American people, and I've never understood that. Why not just find an American actor?
That in fairness leads on to how you feel as an American for the fact 2 of the biggest superheroes, Batman and Superman, both played by English dudes.
Yeah, exactly. That was a kicker for me. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know until probably 2 years ago that Christian Bale was, English. It blew my mind.
He hid that well.
I don't think a lot of people did until that Terminator video came out where he was going off the edge.
Oh, well, he just wrecking shot in that
yeah.
He was doing the lighting, and he just fucking went off in his face. Yeah, that was
like he was on pure English accent on that one.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, we have no issues with that at all. Have you tried an English accent yourself, Zach?
Oh, I don't know.
That's
pretty good.
I don't know. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
I can't really do it too well,
Yeah, Oliver Twist. Right, go for the Oliver Twist route. Please, sir, can I have some more? Shine your.
Sir, I like some more porridge. It's been 3 whole days.
Nailed it.
In fact, that's exactly how I sound when I get annoyed. I normally sound fairly normal, and then I get annoyed. I go full Cockney. I haven't lived in London for 25 years.
Yeah,
I get annoyed.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a Midlands Northerner accent, little twinge. But,
Yeah. But when I get annoyed, I'm like full on
Jason Statham. Just
yeah, it all comes out again.
And not from like Spy or anything, but like it's proper Snatch, you know, Vinnie Jones style, fucking end of Euro trip, just going ham on someone, you know, in the bus. Oh, babe, you'll beat over your fucking nose, you bastard. You know, what is that? Yeah. So just go off on one. But yeah, it's the same. When I speak on the phone to someone important, I go very, you know, articulated and posh, just to sound fancy. But I'm hanging out with the mates. I'm just Jason Statham, just, you know, just fucking going mental.
My mum's the same. My mum's like proper Londoner, but when she answers the phone, it's like the Queen, and then she turns into Barbara Windsor like after like about 10 seconds.
I was watching a video of Rowan Atkinson doing like an interview today, and I was just like, I'm really concerned if that's how they're going to talk tonight.
Not like Mr. Bean, but
he's a great bloke though. If you ever meet him, he's spot on.
Oh, he's a great person to meet in person.
Yeah, I've always wanted to meet Atkinson. Actually, I've always wanted to meet him.
He's got some nice motors and all.
This stuff. I grew up watching Mr. Bean, and it was just. I don't think there's any comedy that can top that. Personally,
yeah.
No, he lived in Oxford, but I used to live in Oxford.
He's like the Charlie Chaplin of the 80s.
Yeah. It's like the first time I heard Bean actually properly talk that I remembered was from that Ultimate Disaster movie where he went to America. And I loved that. I absolutely loved that. You know,
hello.
Yeah, exactly. Just the vomit bag in the plane the night before, putting his teddy bear to sleep, just fucking like that. Oh, it's brilliant. I remember one episode he had a lady round, and in the earlier in part of the episode, they were window shopping, and she pointed to something in a box that looked like jewelry, right? It was a ring in a box in a window, and she was pointing to it like she was a mute, silent like he was, and like saying, "Can you buy this for me?" And it was and there was a big picture of you know, like a photo frame model guy behind, and he's like, oh, okay, and he does all his hand gestures, and later on in the episode they're back. I think it's a Christmas episode, and they come to exchange gifts, and she's expecting this ring. And he presents this tiny little box, and you think, okay, he's bought her the ring. She opens it up, and it's a fucking hook. It's a little screw in the wall hook. And what are you doing? And then he presents her the other gift, and he's bought her the fucking model in the photo frame behind the ring. And it's like the hook is to hang it up, and he just has no idea. He just thought that's what she wanted. It's so stupid, but yeah, I just wet myself every single time.
It's classic. It's classic comedy.
Yeah.
Like, I still find humor in, like I said, Charlie Chaplin. Like, just silent humor.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious to me. I don't know. And a lot of people don't get Mr. Bean. I'm like, you guys, you just don't even understand.
No, yeah, it's one of those things. Are you familiar or aware of a British comedy called Only Fools and Horses?
I've never heard of that. No.
Yeah, it's called Only Fools and Horses, right? It's a random title. I never really got the meaning behind the title, but basically it's his two brothers and their grandpa. And one of the brothers, the older one, Jason, yeah, I forget his name. He's like the wheeler dealer in the markets, trying to flog all the knockoff shit, trying to make money. But there's a shit ton of. I'm trying to tell Zack about Only Fools and Horses.
Oh my god.
Talk took a turn, and I don't care because it's fucking awesome. And
I was going to say, this must be the weirdest live stream for anyone watching.
Yeah, I'll say this is just brilliant. But the best comedy scene ever is when they're in a British pub and they're chatting away, but one of them's leaning on the bar, and he gets up to continue talking. You don't realise that the guy leaning on the bar was actually leaning on the hatch, and as he's got up to continue talking, a bartender's come from the bar, lifted up the hatch and walked away, but he hasn't put the hatch back down. So of course the one that was just leaning on it is standing there, and then he goes to lean on it again and just falls straight through, out of camera frame, and it's fucking one of the most classic comedy moments in British comedy
It is
history.
literally when they do they always have the comedy show, like the top 100 comedy moments. That's always number one.
Yeah,
Del Boy going through the bar.
Del Boy
Was it planned or was it?
It looks like it was.
Oh yeah, it was planned, but he was just done it so well. He just literally went straight down. No,
he had no fear about hitting the ground in that vertical angle. He just went for it and just let his body just do that straight through, out of camera frame, and it's perfect.
But the best bit about it isn't that bit. It's Trigger, his mate, who turns around and then doesn't see it, and he's just looking around, dumbfounded, no idea where he is.
I think to look down. No, he just, where'd he go? Where'd he go?
And then he gets back up again, and his hair's all over the place, and he looks like a mess. Trigger turns back around, he's just like, oh, there you are. Like nothing's happened. It's just, I'll have to send you the clip on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that one out.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good. My turn for the bathroom, gentlemen. 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Right.
Oh, boy. Gotta text the wife back. Oh, wow.
He's going to have to go through the live chat when he gets back and all.
Are you on the live chat or something?
He's got it on the live chat, but my phone's about to die, so I've got no idea what's going on in it.
Oh, it looks like Turtle Boy got the Super Shredder. No, that was 2 days ago. Never mind. Yeah, man. So I meant to ask you. I know you posted up the other day. Well, it's probably a while back. This hairspray technique that you did on your
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. That really piqued my interest. Give me 1 second. I'm not the best with the barrels and everything. I gave it a go, but I didn't know about the hairspray technique. What's that all about?
The hairspray is that looks fucking spot on, in fairness. But the hairspray, you'd paint like where you've painted the rust over the top.
Right. Yeah.
Paint all that first.
Mm-hmm.
Then spray it with hairspray. Then spray your top coat, like your yellow, over the top.
Okay.
Then just take a wet paintbrush and just go at it. And the paint, your top coat sticks to the hairspray, which then dissolves in water.
Okay.
So basically, you break that first layer, you break your top layer away, so you get a really like natural chipping look to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out.
Was this your rust technique? Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the hairspray.
Yeah, we put a video up on our Plastic Action UK channel for which you did, didn't you, Tom? Of that.
Oh, you did like a tutorial?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that on you? That's on YouTube?
Yeah, because the second channel we do is Plastic Action UK, and it's kind of where Tom and Nat can put up videos.
Let me subscribe real quick.
You do that, man. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Is that all one word? Yeah, there it is. Never mind. I found it.
There you go. But yeah, it's the rust technique. Might be about 3 or 4 videos down.
Oh, wait. I don't know if you see that or not at all.
Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's literally the easiest thing to do. Like, it sounds really complicated, but it's so fucking easy.
It's amazing how some of these tricks that come out of nowhere that people do, and you think, how the fuck did you do that? It would take about like a whole course on university to do, and it's like, no, just simple. This is it, and it's like looking at the matrix and understanding it. It's dead easy.
I learned most of mine from like scale modelers.
There's some of the best people. Actually, Zack, that's something I've wanted to ask you when it comes to this stuff. When you do your own toy photography setups, do you Do you have diorama pieces that you've got from other people, or do you make your own dioramas yourself, or set pieces?
Is there like a specific shot you had in mind? Because normally, I guess lately I haven't really been doing too much diorama work. I normally do. Honestly, this is my setup right here. I use the TV.
Oh, okay.
Like the Digirama or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll use like I've got some vinyl flora and stuff like that. I'll use that as well.
Yeah.
I've actually never used the Mecha Dio for really any of my shots.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like when I first got it, I was like, man, everybody's fucking used this. Like, and I tried to do it, and when I did, I was like, it doesn't look half as good as what anybody else has done. So here's another piece. Actually, I've never used this either, but
Nice.
I was going to use that for Popeye because it was kind of like a wharf type of scene, but never got around to using it either. But normally, I think I've got like a box I'll set up right here, use the background, and I'll use the floor and everything, but it's nothing really super special. I didn't know if there was like a specific picture you had in mind of
because I had no idea you were using the monitor, so yeah, it works a treat. Because I thought you had I thought yeah.
No, I rarely use any dioramas. But I don't know if you can see back here. I'm pretty fucking smashed right now, so I apologize.
Sorry, I'm feeling it as well.
I don't know if you can.
Oh, Nosferatu, is that?
Yeah. So, like, I made this diorama.
I was literally just about to ask about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit!
No. That's really cool, man.
All right, let's shut this up.
That's it, because I'm literally looking at that shot now.
Yep, that's yeah. So
I was about to say, where's that one?
There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So actually, this is I've got another like a plain wall that goes right here, but it's all magnets.
Yeah.
But yeah, magnets. But yeah, I sometimes use these, and I actually when I got Nosferatu, I was like, I've got to make a diorama for this. So
it's a display piece, like it's worthy of just having its own shelf on the detail.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I haven't really even used Nosferatu since I first got him, but actually that's got a little mouse hole right there. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when it's sitting on the detail, you can have like the mouse coming out right there.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't really use dioramas that much. If I'm outside, I like to use natural environments and everything.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask you. I've seen a couple of your outside shots, and it's like because I've yet to take an outside shot. So I'm curious of have you got like an open area around by you? If you got some.
I don't. I haven't really shot anything since I've been down here. Well, besides, if you go back to, I don't expect you to stalk my Instagram. Let's see.
I actually have it on one of my tabs too.
It's been about a year or so. Actually, all of my shots have been indoors since about a year ago. That one. Ah, damn it. I don't know if it's going to pick up. That's the Jason shot. I don't know. You can't really make that one up.
Yeah, kind of. Let me see if I can. Let me pull up the tab. I've actually got your Instagram on the tab. So
okay.
Let me just bring it up now to get this out of the way. It's got my menu to share in the way. There we go. SNA TOYZ. And share screen.
a real good idea of the only time I've used a setup is, oh god, this is embarrassing.
Oh, here we go. Well, how about this one? The Ninja Turtles with the little Ninja Turtles.
Okay, yeah. So that one I did use the NECA Dio, and that was right. The background past the window was the monitor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tom, did you see? Not only has Zack got these little ones, but someone in one of the UK groups put up a.
Yeah. Steve tagged me in one of these, the little mini.
Yeah, have you seen these? They're like the paint apps are just unreal.
Yeah, there he is. That looks great. As I was saying to Zack earlier, it's like there's less paint bleed on those than you would find on a bloody Mafex or SHS.
Yeah,
Marvel Legend. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in picking those up because just toys playing with toys. Like the banner that I have on my YouTube channel where the turtles are playing with little miniature versions, they came from Kinder eggs, where you get the chocolate egg with the toy inside.
Yeah.
And it was a TMNT run that we had like 2 years ago, and I managed to, after about buying like 10 of them, managed to get all 4 TMNT turtles, and that's kind of like just that was just a nice little, and this shot just reminds me of the fun I had doing that shot as well.
They're really cool. Especially the fact they come in like the little blister card type of thing.
Crazy.
And they're resealable from the back, so you don't have to worry about messing up packaging and stuff.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah,
I wish more companies would do that.
Yeah,
it's they really just nailed it with ultimately everything they've done with that line.
Because you see them doing with those mini arcade games, right? You got they're starting to slowly get in scale with the arcades, and it's kind of they're cool as shit. I want to pick up a couple myself.
They really are.
But just that, but going on that same theme with having miniature versions of these, and it's like finally we're getting a company that's starting to do them.
I need to make some more arcade machines. I've only ever done.
Have you guys picked up the 1/12 scale ones?
I've not yet to get one. I've seen they've done a TMNT one of those. You get like 3 levels.
Oh wow, have they?
Yeah, it's called the oh shit, what was it called? I saw it in a video. It was there's a YouTube channel I follow called the Old Turtle Den.
Okay.
It's a whole YouTube channel dedicated to anything that's going on with turtles right now or before. It's just all turtles, and any news of shit's going on now, or he'll do like retrospectives of all the old shit. And his latest video highlighted the not only the NECA pre-orders for the Super Shredder and shit, but also the miniature arcade game. And there's I forget what the company's called, but I tried looking for it on Amazon, on our Amazon, and they had a bunch of others, but not the TMNT one. So I guess it's American. But yeah, I'll send you a link to their channel. They're really, really good. They actually recently.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, they did an interview with the guy who directed and the guy who wrote the original TMNT. He did a San Diego panel for him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that was cool just seeing him shoot the shit with stories. It was a bit like a more condensed version of when Judith Hoag did her pizza party reunion.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw that. She did a
yeah, I did catch a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like just with the writer and the director of the film, and they just shot the shit about stories from when they were shooting the movie, and it's a great listen. But yeah, he goes into what's going on now with that new animated movie with Seth Rogen, to the Last Ronin comic.
I can't wait for that, by the way.
That's going to be quality.
Yeah. All right. First, I don't know if you guys have talked about this, but who do you think it is? Obviously, Mikey, right?
I'm leaning that way.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
I can't wait to. I just only started getting into it because I had no idea that it was Eastman stuff doing it. But now the last thing I was hooked on really was the Power Rangers versus TMNT and that crossover.
I've yet to read that. I need to read that.
Really, really good. Fucking good actually. So yeah, this now I'm just like I'm all in. I'm all in. So I'm just trying to be catching up at the moment. But I'm like you. It's like who the fuck is it? But I'm leaning towards Mikey as well.
Yeah, I think you're meant to think it's going to be Raph because he'd be the obvious choice.
Raph? Really?
I think Raph would be the obvious loner last one. I would instantly think Raph, which makes me think that it can't be him. because it would make no sense for it to be him because it should be him. So
Yeah.
it's got to be someone like Mikey that you wouldn't expect.
I feel like with Mikey, it would be like the character development with Mikey would just be,
Yeah.
because he's the youngest. He's like, like seeing him grow up and have to be alone would just be like kind of wild.
Yeah.
So I could see it either being Raph or Mikey. Mikey more so than Raph.
I think Mikey, it should be him because it shouldn't be him. Like, it would be.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had to look at all 4 turtles, I would think Raph or Leo would be the ones that would outlive the rest of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think Mikey would be the least favorite too, which means it would be the best story if it was him.
Yeah. And that's what I love now, obviously, about the original film, is you kind of got a hint of that, which you never ever saw before, from Mikey's personality, like from the famous scene where they're waiting for the pizza dude. And Donnie asks him, what about if Splinter left us? And Mikey just literally, obviously, just ignores him because he doesn't want to talk about it and just cracks jokes again. And then you find out it's him in the barn with the punch bag, and he's dealing with Splinter's kidnapping harder than anyone. And he's the one on the roof screaming Splinter. And I'm kind of like, that's the side of Mikey you'd never thought you'd ever see because he's all about the jokes. But just like Chandler from Friends, it's like he'd tell jokes because you're hurting inside to try and cover it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is a deeper character delve than I ever anticipated for someone like Mikey. So this kind of really harkens back that for me anyway. I'm kind of getting that feeling. That's why I'm really in it. I'm really am in it.
I hate that comic got pushed back so far because it was supposed to be released last Thursday here. I went to my comic shop and I was like, "Are you guys gonna have a Turtles comic?" And they're like, "Yo, they got pushed back to like October as of now." I was like, "No."
And it's bi-monthly as well, so it's like October, November, January, March. It's like, I want it all now. Just release it all.
Give me a hardback, trade paperback right now.
Give me an animated movie, and then just give
That
me
would be a great one. Dude, if
They're
DC
looking
did
at doing it as a
like,
series.
what if DC did that movie? Like the Lone Ronin, like the Last Ronin.
Yeah, I know it's in development as a series, but I can't remember if it's animated or live action. But there is development for it as a TV show.
The Last Ronin, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like before it's released, they're already developing it for TV.
That would be amazing.
Man.
I would have thought something like that would conflict with Seth Rogen's live action, like the animated movie he wants to try and reboot.
No, I think everyone's got past that point now. Where it's like you can have multiple versions of something.
I agree.
And people aren't going to get confused.
No.
Seth
Seth
Rogen going to do it? Is it animated or is it live action?
No, it's a CG.
Oh, like
doing the CG
2014?
movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
they're
he
doing
would nail
that.
it, though.
There's also the movie they're doing the Rise of the TMNT movie for Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the current cast is getting its own movie.
Yeah, because basically that series is finished, so they're tying it up with a movie for Netflix.
Is that the one that the animated turtles that people weren't too hot about? Like, I've seen the animation for that. I'm really blown away by the animation.
Yeah, I think a lot of people weren't into it, and I think they've done some fairly solid story stuff that's got people into it, and I think it's done a lot better than they expected it to.
Yeah. I haven't watched the cartoon at all.
But following up, like the 2012 one was such a big hit that I think trying to follow on from that was always going to be tricky anyway.
Well, that kind of pulled from the 2007 animated movie, which I absolutely adore as well, as much as the...
I've never seen that one.
Oh, that's great.
The CGI, not the CGI, but like the animated,
Yeah, like if Pixar and DreamWorks had a baby.
I've never seen that one.
That's great. Absolutely.
It's really good.
I need to look into that one.
Yeah, loosely ties into the first and second film. Loosely, like that is a little Easter egg. But as a story on its own, it's absolutely fantastic. I really love that film. I got to see it at the theaters. and I was blown away by then. And I was like, it was in the days of downloading, you know, from like LimeWire or fucking Pirate Bay or some shit. And I was like, oh, where is it? Where's the torrent? Where's the torrent? I want it. I want it. I want it. And so I'm trying to find one where the audio was in sync was a nightmare. But yeah.
Got so bad you actually went to the cinema.
I actually got a free screening because a friend of mine worked at the cinema and they had a staff screening. So there was only like 5 of us in there, which was great. But yeah, I did go.
Oh, you worked at the theater?
No, a friend of mine did. Like a
close friend of yours. Sorry.
Yeah, as long as we bought like popcorn or some shit, that they, you know, they just walks us straight in. But they had a staff screening at like midnight on like a Friday or some shit. No,
don't mind. It's like Fight Club. Ben had no friends. He actually worked at the cinema at nights, and then just make believed another person.
Yeah, absolutely.
A friend of mine messaged me a couple months ago. He said, he's like, I forgot to tell you, you know, I worked at the cinema back in the day, and I was like, oh, what do you have that's gonna blow my mind? He's like, I've got an original Iron Giant poster.
Wow, really?
Rolled up in the tube and everything, like the original. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
That's mad. Yeah, actually, they could get their hands on that kind of stuff, and yeah, I feel you on that. Like,
have you seen that? The new Iron Giant figure that's come out. Is it the Diamond Select one?
I got you right here.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, look at that.
That's great.
Yeah, that puts a number on the 1,000 toys. I tell you, man. Like the Hogarth is
shit
magnetic.
Oh damn.
Oh shit. not that time, but I mean just the idea.
Yeah, for sure, it works.
Damn it.
2 out of 4. It works for me.
There you go. Yeah, he doesn't come with as much accessories as like the 1,000 toys one, because I've got the 1,000 toys as well. But
yeah, but it's like $30 or something, isn't it? It's like really cheap.
This actually $29.99 USD. He comes with 6 alternate hands, and the Superman emblem's removable. Hogarth is removable. LED eyes.
That's
You really can't beat this, especially if you're not in the market for buying the super articulated 1,000 toys version, which is complete die cast, or the Mondo, which is overpriced.
Yeah, agreed.
I tell you, you can't, for scale, you really can't beat this guy.
Just looking at those two side by side, like
right, yeah,
the select one, it just looks so good.
Yeah. Detailing to scale, everything. You know, it's like, I need that now. I'm going to
have to pick that up.
And he also scales with Kong really well too. So if you want to do your Ready Player One stuff,
we're not going to get that for like 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the LED eyes alone is like one thing that really just sold it for me, because
just
if I'm going to pay $110 for this guy, just because he's die cast. He comes with alternate head sculpts. Obviously, he gets really sick articulation, but $100 and $29.99. If I had just been patient, Diamond Select all the way.
Yeah, that is crazy good for what you pay.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to pick that up.
He's got ball joints at the thigh, but he doesn't get full. He gets about that far. But I mean, come on.
What are you going to do with it?
What are you going to do with Iron Giant?
You're not doing kung fu, are you?
No.
Yeah, no.
He has enough articulation for what your needs are for displaying and posing, and that magnetized Hogarth alone, along with the LED eyes, which looks magnificent even in your webcam. What I see.
I think it's just that shoulder, but I mean, yeah, you can't beat that at all.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, I highly recommend that if you guys ever see him. I think he was supposed to be like a comic shop exclusive. I don't know. But I mean, this guy's great too, but way overpriced. Way overpriced.
Yeah.
So he's like 85% die-cast.
Yeah, well, when you
That's what
consider
it might
like they're doing the 2 versions of the select one, aren't they? There's meant to be I can't remember if that was actually the 1,000 Toys. They might be bringing out another one.
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, about that. If it was Diamond Select bringing out 2 different versions, then it's no brainer pick up both at that price point.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I'm sure it's 1,000 Toys are bringing out like the weapons version.
I see.
So 1,000 Toys did the battle sequence version that has the wrist cannon and the red eyes. Diamond Select came out with the Comic-Con exclusive, which was it was like the burger advertisement sign. Actually, I have a review on my page. If you want to check it out,
For sure.
it's like a midnight blue.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, this guy, I think this guy takes the cake over all of them.
Yeah.
Especially as far as Mondo goes. Now I've shot the Mondo, I've shot the 1,000 Toys, and I've shot the Diamond Select. And granted, the Mondo is great. I mean, if you're in the market for an 18-inch giant, go for it. But if budget's an issue, I cannot complain a bit about the Diamond Select.
Nah,
Yeah,
it
he
just
takes
looks
the cake on everything.
all round price point. What you get for that price point, it's a no brainer kind of thing. For if you especially not that bigger.
Yeah.
And for like an everybody, anyone, rather than just diving into the expensive collector market, just as a great thing for everyone to have if they love that franchise. It's a great piece.
But it comes full circle to what we were talking about earlier with what you get now for your 20, 30 buck mark compared to what you got a few years ago.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Give me a second. You have something going. No, this wasn't supposed to be Iron Giant talk. This be turtle talk.
No, there's not much turtle talk this week. We're on everything talk.
That's true.
This is just toy talk.
That's the
That's
name
the
of the
1,000
podcast.
Toys box, and you can't really like. That's a great box. Honestly, I'm not a huge, obviously, a mint box collector, but
That's a nice box, regardless.
1,000 Toys, articulation wise. I mean, look at the poses you can get this guy in.
Yeah, it's the same as their Hellboy though. Was unbelievably
Oh
good.
yeah, the Hellboy was great.
Apart from the Lego hand, which was a bit weird.
Personal favorite thing about this guy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like train set miniature stuff, but he scales really well with like the deer. And like I did a shot a while back with one of the deer. You can't really see the deer too much.
Is that like the HO scale stuff?
The what now?
I'm just trying to work out the scale. Like, because you get N gauge or HO or
it's like your Hot Wheels style scale.
So like
if
HO.
you put a deer if you put a deer next to a Hot Wheels car, like a miniature die-cast car.
So about 172 roughly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. But the 1,000 Toys comes with like, four different head sculpts. And he comes with like an alternate jaw.
Yeah.
The teeth and everything. 6 hands, the Superman emblem. If he had come with the Hogarth, I think it would have been a no-brainer. But man, if you're in a bind and you want an Iron Giant, send your money to Diamond Select because that, in my opinion, is the top of the line.
Yeah.
$30.
Just overall price point, really, isn't it? It's like, 1,000 toys. If you're in the, if you've got the money and you're after it,
by far, yeah.
But for that looks like just a no-brainer. Just for the play, beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done much for like a Ready Player One, like a DeLorean or an Iron Giant from the.
That would have been a great line. I would have loved like I've got this. Are you familiar with Jada Diecast?
So look.
Jada.
Oh,
they do this scale. I would have loved a Ready Player One style because I know it's got like the Ecto, like the Ghostbusters emblem on the side of it, and Kit on the front, and I think it would have been super cool to have this scale.
I agree. It's just they packed in so much with that. They could have easily.
I'm waiting to see what the NECA one's going to be like.
Oh, I'm excited. This was a $4 car, and I was just like, oh, it's a no-brainer. I've got to get that.
Yeah, that is 100%. It's the time machine, And
you got your Mr. Fusion back here. I wish the wheels went in, but I can't complain too much. That's why I got the Playmobil one.
Hell yeah. Nah, fair play. Yeah, it's a shame. I don't know. With the Ready Player One, just seemed like a no-brainer to pull from, an Iron Giant or some of the other classic things that were easy to spot in that film, like the DeLorean and that, and the King Kong.
That was a great movie.
It was a fantastic movie. Just I could watch it 1,000 times over, just pointing out all the little background Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, yeah. So.
Nah, but I'm gonna have to hunt that Diamond Select now.
Yes, definitely. I think it's actually up available on their website too. I don't know if they do international, but
we will find out.
Give it a go.
100%. I'm just gonna. There's
give me a second.
More chats come through. I'll just quickly read them out. Apologies.
I'm
going through a lot. Yeah, no worries, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay, mate, no problem. Are you off? Okay, I'll go through some of these. There we go. So we should do White Case. Yep, Turtle Boy, so true. Yo. Luis Vega. So I'm only getting to your chats now. What's up, Paper Customs? We still need to hook up and photo collaboration. Yes, we do. Turtle Boy, the best part of listening to the stories is that we experience the same things, even though we are from different parts of the world. 100% true. 100%. Yep, Luis Vega, Teen Titans. I would love a Space Ghost. That would be cool. I never really got into the Space Ghost the Space Ghost cartoon. I was aware of it. Never really.
I know it existed, but I never really watched any of it.
Yeah, same. I was the same. Yeah. I would love to do any podcast. Yeah, sure, I'll get you on, mate. No worries. Ben, don't slack on me, my friend. I want Toon April and put on the Super 7 body. I've heard really bad things about those Super 7s Turtles line. Just from what Pixel Dan has been telling me, not telling me personally, but just from what I've seen from his reviews, that the joints are really loose for the price point you're paying for those Super 7 figures.
They've always been the same though for everything they've done.
Really?
What's that price point per figure?
$49.99.
Yeah.
And
I can't justify that with NECA,
you could get 2 NECA for the price of 1 Super 7.
Yeah, and the NECA figures, granted, I've heard a bunch of people complaining about the size of April's head versus the body has also been a complaint too.
On the cartoon line, yeah, but there was, I think we did a segment when they first showed a picture how small she was, but how big her head was, compared to the simplicity of just having an enlarged Playmates version of the April from back in the day. But yeah, I've yet to see. So far from what I've seen, apart from their shots, it seems to be okay. I guess it's just preference. Really. What else we got here? I've missed it now. Oh yeah, Ben Stackerman, he's right. But I'd buy even the Taxi Driver. Yes, the Taxi Driver. if they released a taxi driver from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, look at the big title in a trench coat. Second time I've done that on this one. We need a Casey slicing Vega with veggies with a sword. I think that will be the wife. And yeah, he was in the t-shirt when he's doing that in the farm kitchen. Yeah, either another set of turtles or accessory pack. Yeah, mask needs vehicles 100%. If they do a mask line, it has to include vehicles. It's just.
Yeah, I think if we get mask again, if they're going to do it properly, it's going to have to be 3 3/4.
What if they do 6-inch? Will you be depressed?
I'd enjoy the figures. It's just you're not going to get the vehicles, are you? Like, but even if you do, they're going to be like $200 for a car.
Yeah, not as often as you would a 3 1/4 inch figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, just the price point alone and the budget.
But even like, I'd collect 3 3/4 mask quite happily.
Release them now, yeah. I'd do it just to get the vehicles back because I know it'd be easier to get. Michelle or Aiden Harrington, love your videos. Bless you. Thank you very much. Just like Lewis and Turtle Boy having a conversation. Nice one. Cutscene, unfortunately. The animation is great. Looks very good. Did you read the Ghostbusters TMNT? There was a Ghostbusters TMNT crossover?
Yeah, did you not see that?
No, I missed that entirely.
I didn't even know about that.
I've seen it. I haven't read it all the way through yet, but I know it exists.
That's a must. They're two of my favourites. It's got to be done. So no, I haven't. I will now. Space Ghost comic is amazing. I'll take your word for it. Never. Would you? Are you a fan of Space Ghost, Zack? I never really got into it as a kid. I knew of it, but
what was that? Space Ghost?
Yeah.
Besides watching the classic cartoon, I think it was like Adult Swim or something.
Yeah, I've missed that as well.
Yeah, I don't really recall too much of that back in the day.
Yeah, I know there's a fan base for it. It's one of those things, one of those franchises that never really hit me as hard, but fair play to them.
Yeah, because they had the original and then they had the Coast to Coast chat show one that they did.
Yeah. Next should do TMNT, the last Ronin figures after its run. I would love it if they did. I think Playmates might. I don't know if Playmates will or not. I'd love some form of figure of that run. Yeah.
I've been tempted to grab like another Raph or a Leo just to make a custom, but just give it time. I'm sure after this comic's release, NECA will go back and revisit the comic line a bit. So,
well, I'm not going to be happy until we get a Usagi figure. That's all I'm going to say.
Who is that?
I need Usagi Yojimbo as a figure.
The rabbit. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Like, I know the character, but I've never read
the books are so good. So they're. I love the comics.
Who is he in relation to the Turtles?
It's nothing to do with the Turtles. That's the weird thing.
Oh, really?
It was just a Japanese comic book.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a predecessor to the Turtles or something.
No, it was just kind of around the same sort of time, really. And he just made a comic book about a rabbit that's a samurai, and it's just in a anthropomorphic world, basically. Like they're like everything's just like a different animal. Like you got the pig samurai guards and all this sort of stuff, and it's really weird, but it's a really good book. And obviously, they just kind of melded them together.
And it crossed over with the Turtles.
Yeah, and that was it. Like, obviously, it worked out well for them because it got Usagi a lot of publicity that it wouldn't have got otherwise.
Yeah,
like he wouldn't have, the book wouldn't be as big as it is now if it wasn't for the Turtles.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out. I've been meaning to for a long time.
I always thought, back as a kid, I always thought it was part of the comic book villain of the week, the cartoon villain of the week. But then it was like, the what are those little books, Shogun books, there's like a manga. When I used to work in Forbidden Planet, they were tiny. They were
Ronin Jump.
Ronin Jump, kind of like, but yeah, it was a world of animals, but sentient. You know, it was a samurai, and I didn't know that much about him past the Turtles until like sort of recently. I just knew him from the Turtles, and but yeah, and that's because they crossed him over just geniusly. It made sense, you know, animals with sentient conscious that knew martial arts. What a great pairing. Put them in a story.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Usagi's well worth a read. Like, it's such a good book.
They've not done. Have they ever done an animated TV show or movie of Usagi? I would have.
No, I think that Netflix are doing one.
Are they?
But I mean, he's been. I think around 87. I think the first. He was around slightly before, but I think the first comic kind of started in about 87. So I mean, he's been around for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs more. But that's the thing with NECA, because he's a separate property. I'm hoping they can get.
Yeah, they're going to have to go through Stan Saaki to try and get it done.
Yeah, just even if it's, you know, the comic book or the cartoon series version of him, but just because his likeness goes to someone else.
Yeah, because we still haven't got a good Usagi figure ever.
No.
But I've got the Playmates one from the 2012 series, which is probably the best one we've had. And it's a Playmates figure, you know, so it's not good. So that kind of shows you the limit of what we've had.
Yeah, he's well overdue. I'm surprised a import company hasn't taken it upon themselves, like Good Smile and Figma or something like that.
Yeah.
Really, really surprised. So sitting there, they're knees deep, they're balls deep in anime. Or SHF.
Yeah, because I was tempted to get have you seen the Dassin models? Like they done the Tom and Jerry and they done the One Punch Man figures.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they done the Kenshin. I don't know if you're aware of that anime or not.
It's a great figure.
Yeah, but it's got a very Usagi look to the clothing, obviously because of the samurai. And I was tempted to get it and think, oh, can I turn it into a Usagi figure? And then I remembered that I have zero skill in any sort of customizing, so I would not be able to turn it into a Usagi figure. But if I did, that would be a good one to do it from.
Good base body, yeah. Good base body to start with. Let's see. Usagi has been in almost every Turtles line. Not of recent, but we've yet to see him in Rise of the TMNT.
I
guess
Rise,
that's what I mean in almost.
I think Rise is probably the only one that he hasn't been in.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Rise he hasn't been in yet.
Because he was in the original. He was in the 2003 series. And then he was in the 2012 series. So
2012, that's right.
Yeah, he was in the 2012. He was in the 2003, and obviously the original 80s.
Yeah,
he just wasn't in Rise.
No, he may appear in the film. Highly unlikely if they're going to finish the series with the film.
No, I can't see him being in that.
Nah,
but especially because I know now, obviously Netflix have got their own series of him coming, so they probably don't want to push it back into the Turtles when they've got their own agenda in play.
That was it. Sorry, yeah. Pietro's answer. Stan Saaki, published with Mirage Studios. Stan Saaki is a Japanese-American comic book artist. Usagi will be on Netflix. Yeah, we saw that. But he's always accepted collaborations. Not in that one. I believe Super 7 is doing a Usagi figure. Oh, now that's a good question. Cool. Well done, Lewis. If Super 7 did one from the original Playmates line, knowing
I'd still be tempted.
It's the new, it would bridge that gap, wouldn't it? I just hope it wouldn't be with loose joints. It'll be okay, Playmates again, but Super 7 style. Yeah, I agree.
I want to hold off for NECA.
No, I wouldn't either.
It might be a while before we see him with NECA. Just depends how hard they're working on, if they're not, or if it's down the line somewhere. It's just hard to tell.
I would think, knowing Randy, I would think that's got to be high on his priority list, is to get a Usagi figure out there.
Oh yeah.
And he's all about trying to hunt those likeness rights, or just trying to make deals to get the figures to happen. And obviously, they don't always work out, but he does try as hard as he can. And so I agree. Actually, I think that it would be on his priority, especially for the cartoon line, as in deep as they're going to go. It would be a no-brainer not to try for him at least.
Yeah. Maybe down the line.
No, getting all the getting all the TMT figures. Are you getting all the Super 7, or are you going to go for the cartoon line, Lewis figure? But yeah, there's tons. I have no idea now that obviously Toy Fair next year is going to be online again. How quick they're going to turn out product. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's one of those waiting games. Yeah. All right, I don't know about you, chat, but I'm absolutely shattered. I might have to wrap this up.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good shout.
What's the time it is?
Yeah.
20 past midnight here now.
Holy crap.
I know. Screw you, time zones.
It's only 7:25 here.
No.
Wow, I didn't realize the difference.
It's all good.
I mean, on the plus side, it's more
night,
socially
so it's
acceptable for us to be drunk at this time, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'm like, I still got to order pizza, so.
I was tempted to have that for dinner. I ended up settling with KFC just because it was down the road, and they got my order wrong.
Oh,
So I had to
sounds
try
familiar.
I know. Fuckers. And it was busy in there too. It was social distance. Half the customers are waiting outside.
Oh.
But yeah, cool beans. Well, no, gentlemen, it's been an absolute blast chatting and gassing it up with you. It's been absolutely brilliant. I've loved it.
We've got to do it again, man.
Yeah, defo.
100%, my friends. It's brilliant. The Turtle Talk, as much as we love the TMNT, obviously is in the name. We chop it up about all sorts and anything and everything, even accents and British comedy.
Yeah, it's been a very Turtles light episode.
It's a free series. Yeah, it has. Wait until they drop some heat, and then it'll all we talk about. But no, this show's just a kick back and just chat shit about anything and everything, especially within our hobby and everything outside of it too. So gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Zack, for coming on, mate. It's been brilliant.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely, we'll get you on again for sure. Tom, absolutely, as always. I love seeing your
Pleasure.
animated face.
Yeah, so my kid's not well. He's down here with me now, so
Shit.
that's why I keep disappearing.
No, you good, mate. Good. No, I hope he's all well. But yeah, that will wrap it up for this evening. Thank you for all those that stuck around, Turtle Boy, Lewis Vega, and everyone else that's chimed in the comments. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And gentlemen, that is a wrap. Thank you again, and we'll see you in the next one. Chat to you soon, guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Man.
See you later, guys.
Later.